He pukes the bed because I haven't changed any of the keys. I haven't. Like, I don't know. This may even show up as like a different stream. I have no clue what's happening because I don't even have the dashboard open.
Let me go look.
So yeah, let's go look and see if it actually popped up. I don't even know. Is this like?
Now I have that music in my head.
This music. All right, hold on here.
We're live.
Oh, good. Okay.
On the YouTube.
On the YouTube.
On the YouTube.
It looked good on the YouTube. Okay.
All right. So how do I get into my? I got to get into my dashboard now. That usually starts with the stream. So how do I get into my dashboard?
Things have gone really well for Barnacules.
Oh God, so far this is the worst birthday I've ever had in my life.
Oh no! Come on.
This takes the record. This takes the record even over my dad like getting drunk and beating me on my birthday when I was.
Come on!
That one got dark real fast.
All right.
Well, at least you're not getting beaten.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good because that would just be icing on the cake. All right, so guys, hopefully you guys can see me. I don't even know. I can't even find my damn dashboard. That's how bad it's broken.
Oh, so somebody's complaining about an echo. It's on from Ox and David, he says.
There's an echo. Okay, hold on.
You're an echo.
You're an echo.
Sorry.
Okay, so why are you guys coming through my microphone?
Ox needs
because you invited us.
Power supply.
All right.
Property, because this is all new, right? This is all Windows 11 shit on my laptop now. All right, here we go. They should hear me now. Okay. So guys, please let me know in chat if you can hear me and you can hear the boys.
Dude, you do sound much better.
I'm talking.
Oh my gosh.
It's not a gremlin, it's a demon, apparently.
You know what? I'm gonna. You know where it says Tech Talk down in the corner? I'm gonna take a second just to modify that, and we're gonna rename that to. Worst birthday ever.
No, come on. I wore a fucking hat.
I hate computers. There we go. It's Tech Talk. I'm going to do I hate computers. Hashtag Tech Talk. Here we go.
I
hate computers. Hashtag Tech Talk. There we go. Actually, I got to shrink it down a little bit and put it in the corner. Oh my gosh. So you guys have confirmed it is actually working?
Everybody seems to be, yeah.
So let me see if I can get it to open my YouTube dashboard now here.
So what's it? You're 42 or 41?
I'm 42, my friend.
You're beginning your 42nd
I basically could, but I could still be like your grandchild. So don't
like a child. Yeah, I know it's true. You're like a child of my child.
I turned 35 this year.
35.
You did?
I did. That's
You're
me.
Just a youngin', dude.
You guys are both youngins.
All right, so once I get this all set up, I'll explain to the audience what's going on here and why we're late and why everything's broken. How the hell do you get into the dashboard without creating a new stream? Like, shouldn't there be just a button to go into the dashboard?
Yeah, if you go to studio.youtube.com,
yeah, that's where I'm at.
Go to your live content. Yep. There'll be a button for live, and then right up at the top, or one of the tabs under your content that says live, your currently live stream will be up at the very top. I think if you click the pencil thing,
I got it.
It should take you to the dashboard.
I am in the live control room, my friends.
Oh, Eric G just sent you $25. That's
cool.
Well. Eric, thank you so much.
I heard the where did that come from? That was cool.
I just got an update saying my son is playing Phasmophobia, so I should go up and scare the crap out of him.
Oh man! All right, so let's see here. Oh wow, the overlays are actually working. That's new.
Oh, Barnacules need a new power supply for his computer. You all old as fuck.
No, it looks like the power supply is actually probably okay. At least the GPU isn't posting. It's we tracked it down. It looks like the GPU, the 3080 died. So
and since it's an X299 platform, you don't have integrated graphics. Blah, blah,
you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call my Nvidia rep and just be like, hey, my 3080 died. Could you guys send me like a 3090 Ti to replace it?
Just be like, bro,
and one for my friend. And one for my Canadian friend.
Yeah, one for my Canadian friend. Although they'll have to charge you like $9,000 shipping.
Oh my god, it would cost more. Yeah, you know, you're right. Don't even bother. Don't, because as soon as you get to the border, they're like, oh look, Hewlett's getting more stuff. What should we charge them this time?
It'll literally cost you more in import tax probably than what it's worth.
The best one was the $50 I got charged for $125 of filament.
That doesn't even make sense.
Because they've got duties and taxes, and then they've got like their processing fees. It's like, but I don't want you to process it anyway. So, like, anyways, whatever.
Oh my god!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to me, 42 years old, and everything died the second we went live.
Seriously,
just like real life. So here, let me explain to everybody what the hell just happened here. Okay, so I've been working this morning on a bunch of overlays over on Stream Elements to try to make this a super special stream. And I got everything set up. The computer, you guys have been following me on Twitter. I reinstalled the whole computer, did the BIOS, everything, got everything just like sweet. And everything was working flawlessly. Everything was perfect. All I did was get ready to start the stream by bringing my webcam online. And then Windows starts chugging, like it's literally like micro stutter, like all over the place. And then it just does its death breath, shuts down, won't turn back on. Then we get the computer to turn back on. It throws a D6 error with 5 beeps on post, which we looked up, and it's basically it can't find a display adapter for the console. And so the 3080, we tried reseating it. The power supply, I've completely purged it. I reset the BIOS on the machine because I have it backed up. So this time, see, John, one step ahead of you, bro. I'm not gonna get you.
Have you failed on that one before?
Yeah, he's bailed me out on that one before. Yeah. So actually, the pictures on Puget Systems website of the BIOS is what bailed me out last time because I lost my entire RAID, which I'm not supposed to be using anyways. But anyways, I lost my RAID and I was able to go back and configure it and piece it back together by looking at the old screenshots and seeing what it looked like when it left Puget Systems, so that it I could see exactly where I had to go back and change the settings to fix it, and it worked. But yeah, so that computer, the timing is just completely impeccable because I've been spending 2 days getting this thing all set up perfect. Had Windows 10 clean install, all the Windows updates, all of the components I need. Got the new Rodecaster Pro running here with the microphone, a capture card. Everything's working flawlessly. It fixed 100% of the problems that I was having for the last year. And I go to start the stream on my birthday and it just shuts down, gives me 5 death beats, won't turn on. Reset BIOS, unplug power supply, purge power supply, plug it back in, reset it, click it multiple times. And the video card, sometimes the fans turn on, sometimes they don't, but the 3080 ain't kicking. So I'm pretty sure the single most expensive component in the entire computer just died. Like the power supply, not a big deal, right? Even the motherboard, it sucks having to put a new one in, but not a big deal. The 3080 is worth what, like $9 trillion in today's budget? like of all the components that could have died, that is the one that I wish didn't die, and it died on my birthday. So if any of you guys got like a 3090 Ti laying around that you'd like to send to me for my birthday, I'd happily accept it.
But Brian, they would have already sent it to me if that was the case.
That is true.
Yeah, right?
They would send it to you under the promise you'd put it in a box and put a bow on it and send it to me.
Send it to you right away. Right, exactly.
I will tell you though, this. So David, didn't you have a Rodecaster Pro thing, or did you have something different?
I had the Rode.
Ooh, what?
I had the Rode, and I broke it.
Was it this one? The big one?
Oh no! Oh, sorry. No, I thought you were talking about the mic.
No. I was talking about the mixer board you had, because the one that you were using for scene mixing and stuff. It was something different, right?
I got rid of everything. Yeah, I've gone as simple as possible now. I do have the ATM Mini Pro, which I use sparingly now, but all the streaming is done by the computer, and I don't effing touch it. Because that's awesome. Because I was trying to use my laptop, and every time I played a game or something, I'd come back, set up for a stream, and it'd be like, oh crap.
And it probably just works too.
It just works. Now. It just works. Yeah, that's it. I mean, well, touch wood. It just
works. Let me see if I can pop out. Let me go to Stream Elements so I can see if I can get my activity feed up. So all these people that are being so kind on my birthday are showering me. It's technically AuxXillary's birthday too.
There's your antivirus. Don't click weird shit.
Don't click weird shit.
I just use Windows.
Weird shit yet.
I just use the Windows Defender. I figure that's integrated into the operating system. It's got to know better than anyone else, doesn't it?
I've been fussing around with computers since before Windows 95. I've never, ever in my entire playing around have gotten viruses outside of a few times where I knew I was doing something sketchy that I knew I shouldn't have been doing, and I did it, and I got them. I'm telling you,
isn't it the truth though? It is. It's totally the truth, man.
The one I'm most embarrassed about. I needed an ISO for Windows XP or 7 or something. I don't remember. I downloaded it. It was an EXE. I knew better. And it worked. It worked. Like it got me an install, like a bootable stick or whatever. And I was, but now my Windows install is all kind of whack. It was super bad. I don't remember all what was going wrong with it, but it was my own fault, and I did it. It was me. Echo on Aux now. Aux is echoing again. Echo.
I was echoing. I had a tiny echo.
Oh wait, you're echoing now?
Apparently, you're echoing like crazy.
Echo. Oh, hold on. Maybe I had your volume up too high on my headset and it was picking up on the microphone. Let's see if it goes away now.
I gotta figure out how to separate my tech bandit on Discord.
You don't just
no. You guys are still coming through on
get viruses.
Yeah, it's true. You have to do something fairly stupid to some extent. I mean, download something. But the problem is, I've got a kid who likes to download, Minecraft.
I'll be back. I'll be back. The echo is annoying.
What?
I can't take it. I must leave you until you
double echo, spooky effect.
Yeah, this is our Halloween stream. There you go.
You guys are actually coming through on my microphone now for some reason.
Really?
How does that work?
I have no idea.
Not very well by the sound of it.
You know what? Can I just mute it here?
There's a small
mute the speakers. Nope, that didn't do it. All right, can you guys hear me?
Hello.
All right, so
yeah,
you guys.
Everyone,
you know what? I'm just gonna mute desktop audio.
Echo's okay though. I'm so trigger from the eco. Lol.
See, now your guys' levels are super low.
Gimpy G says that I could turn my up. Do I have that? Is that better? How's that? Is that better for you?
Hello.
Yeah. Can you guys hear all of us now?
I am now much louder than I was before.
I just disabled desktop audio because for some reason it's feeding desktop audio back through the microphone and desktop audio at the same time, and I don't know why.
Better.
I just turned up my sexy settings.
That's better.
You turned up your sexy?
Yeah, I went to full sexy on
this. The people that are saying no are probably delayed.
Gimpy G is saying that the 3090 fans don't turn unless it's under load, so it's possible that we didn't see the fans go.
I don't hear any echo. I muted the Ninja, and
okay, good.
It sounds good to me.
Well, this is a 3080, and usually when I turn it on, the fans do spin like every time. Well, every time I've watched it, anyways.
Well,
but it could be thermal.
Initial power on, they'll go wah, and then like nothing for a little bit, and then when Windows loads, they'll crank up wow, and then they'll fade down again. It's like some check thing or something to make sure, I guess. My 1080 Ti does that at least.
Let's see here. I'm trying to find, where did my YouTube dashboard go?
Doing some impromptu karaoke.
Oh, here we go.
The hat. Apparently, the hat's very sexy.
Yeah.
This is just for Barnacules. I'm like Barnacules as Marilyn Monroe.
Blobs has so many issues. Yeah, I think we are on studio.
Yeah, we're on studio. Yeah, I wouldn't use Streamlabs OBS. Are you kidding me? That is garbage. That is garbage speak there.
Hey, thanks, Caldera.
That was very nice of you, Caldera.
All right. We are finally live after a dead PC and a randomly forced rebooted Windows 11 laptop. Lol. Sorry, I'm tweeting this out because YouTube doesn't recommend our stream anymore, so I gotta tell people about it. All right.
Oh, have they changed the way it works?
Yeah, you have to because we put too many words in our titles. Well, I did specifically. I put too many words in the title.
I always do that. I ramble in my titles as well.
Yeah, but it triggered we just used some words and they didn't take context into account, so they demonetized like 3 videos in a row. And because they did that, now they just don't send any notifications to anybody. YouTube just silently phases you out.
This is nuts.
Yeah,
I feel like we're all reliant on these platforms that just decide to change their mind. Or if you're Facebook, just change your name to Meta. It's like,
how the hell did they get away with that?
We burned Facebook, the name, with our shitty behavior. So now let's call ourselves Meta and take over the fucking metaverse.
Right?
Like it's so the company is no longer Facebook. It's now called Meta. It's like how Google got around antitrust shit by splitting everything under the umbrella of Alphabet.
Yeah.
Like that's still Google, but Google is technically like a sub company of Alphabet, and it's like
right.
Okay. It's funny though because people do get blinded by that. Like they totally do.
Most nerds don't. Yeah, most people, unless you're a full-on nerd, don't know that Meta's in you. Like, I mean, they're like, "Ooh, Meta, that's fun." They have games that they can play online.
How the hell did they name their company Meta? You'd think that like the trademark office would be like, "Nope."
Yeah.
Like that's a highly used word. It means something. They didn't spell it weird or anything. It's just that seems weird. It'd be like me naming my company.
How did they get away with calling it a metaverse? Is that not part of that Stevenson book? Is that not?
Yeah, like Ready Player One or something. Did they buy the rights to that, or are they just gonna like
Ready Player One, or was it?
No, Metaverse might still be just a generic term. I thought Metaverse was trademarked it or anything.
Well, because the first time I remember hearing Metaverse was I thought it was in White Shock. What's it called? Something Shock.
System Shock?
No, what was it called? It's the Stevenson, Neil Stevenson.
You're talking like Snow Crash or something.
Snow Crash, that's it.
Yeah,
I knew there was white, something was white, and there was something was crashing.
Oh my goodness, €49.99.
Holy crap, that's some real money.
Oh my God, let me read some of these people that are making my day feel a little bit better. So,
happy birthday,
Eric G. Thank you for the $25 super chat. He said, "Hey Jerry and friends, hope you're all good. Happy birthday. Glad you're streaming today. Makes being stuck in Louisiana a little better for at least a few hours. Oh no, sorry, my Louisianian fans. I'm just kidding, but
I've never been to Louisiana. I thought it would look kind of cool.
I'd check it out.
I'd check it out. I mean, I'd want to be like armed, just to be safe. But
I don't know.
I'll take my Iron Man suit too.
I'm just kidding. It's not Detroit. Take your Iron Man suit. That'd be awesome. That would be legit, dude. I want to. Do you actually have? Wait. Do you have a Iron Man costume? I gotta ask.
No, I wish I did.
You seem nerdy enough to have one though. Like you seem like the guy that if that was a markable thing and a company was like, "Hey, buy an Iron Man costume," you'd be like, "Yeah."
There are.
I've been looking at exosuits for days, man. For years. Like I was in. Yes, sir. Go. Yeah.
Oh, I'm just saying. There are companies that will get you a movie accurate. Sized to you. They're only about $1,500.
What?
Yeah, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, try running that one by James.
I wonder how they're doing that. They must be like taking measurements and use like parametric models or something where they can just put in measurements and it just like 3D prints it or something.
I think so. Yeah,
because you had the freaking snow. The snow.
Yeah,
I can't speak. Stormtrooper. You had the Stormtrooper. Yeah. That's like basically the same thing. You get it in plastic.
Right.
20 pounds. What the hell? I gotta have birthdays online.
Oh no.
Right. Did you guys ever birthday soon too?
Did you see my storm? Well, are we gonna do it? Should we do an out of band tech talk for your birthday? we can both trade birthday money.
It's my unbirthday.
Because technically it's Aux's birthday today. Because we do split the super chats. Doesn't matter if it's my birthday or not. We split the super chats, so it's his birthday too. David just gets completely screwed though because he's got those actors millions, for being an extra.
We pay David in exposure. Okay,
we do. Exactly. He needs that exposure.
I feel very exposed. It's true.
I get at least one person a day that messages me that says, David Hewlett? That's exposure, right?
Who's that weird guy that you guys stream with? I don't know, man. He's some actor.
Sad actor from the 80s. Currently an actor.
He did some stuff for sci-fi for a little while. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on this little show called Star Trek. Just kidding.
I played a guy on Stargate's dad.
Yeah,
that's
right?
People. Are you related to that guy on Stargate? I was like, yeah, I'm his father.
So David, what are you allowed to tell us about that creepy ass makeup you posted?
Isn't that
My
cool?
God, dude.
So that's what I look like in C.
Oh,
they do. It's 2.5 hours of makeup, and they're freaking genius. And I was kind of dreading it when I heard about it. I was like, how long? Like every morning, I got to be in 2.5 hours earlier than everybody else. I freaking love it because they're just a bunch of like makeup effects nerds, and we just talk about like the Incredible Shrinking Melting Man and all the cool movies I used to watch when I was a kid and the Fangoria magazines, and it's just like it is. Honestly, I cannot imagine something more relaxing. They're just lying there with a bunch of nerds applying things to your face and getting all excited about it, and it was great.
That's cool, man.
It is,
and one of the guys worked on Shape of Water too. So Jay worked on Shape of Water as well. So I know him so much from Shape because he was doing fish people instead of.
It's really well done though. Like when I first looked at it, I didn't even know it was you. Like when I was scrolling through Facebook, I'm like, who's this poor homeless man? I want to send him a sandwich.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy crap.
Never fight that instant, Barnacules. If there's ever a need to send a sandwich, I always accept sandwiches. It's true.
That's good to know, man. Hey, everybody's got a birthday coming up. Yours is probably not too far off.
How many, April, man. I gotta wait till April.
So which dinosaur will you be the same age of when your birthday rolls around?
I'm like a pterodactyl.
You know what's funny is I joke about that, but it's like I have a hard time like getting up the stairs, and I'm like 42 years old, and my back's broke, and I'm like I even look at the hot tub, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I want to climb over the edge of that thing. And it's like, and you got David down here, he's still acting and running around on the set, being all hyperactive Jack Russell Terrier. It's like, man, I want some of that Canadian medical care.
It's like only you know what it is. It's yeah, the Canadian medical care is just don't do it unless you absolutely have to. Otherwise, you're lining up for months.
I've heard that. That is like, you know,
it's great if you have an emergency. If you have an emergency, they are freaking amazing. But a lot of the there's no preventative medicine at all here. It's all like, yeah, well, I mean, it looks like it could be cancer, but let's wait and see.
It's funny though, because everybody says that Canadian healthcare is like the best thing. Like I always see that, like on Twitter, like everybody like, oh, come to Canada, we got the best healthcare. I have 3 Canadian friends that are U.S. citizens now that moved down here a long time ago. They all came in through Microsoft and got their green card. Every single one of them rails against the medical system, claiming that it took them like 2 years to get like quality of life stuff done.
Wow. It really depends.
Yeah.
But I would say, come to Canada, we have healthcare.
Yeah.
And leave it at that. Yeah. Like, at least, like, I feel like your world isn't, your life is not over if you end up with something horrendous to deal with medically, because there is a system for that. But there's some stuff, unfortunately, what they do is because it's a government system, they just sort of go like, no, we cover everything, but we just don't pay the doctors for it. And the doctor's like, well, then I ain't doing it because you're not paying for them anymore. And they're like, see how evil the doctors are? They're not doing that. And the doctor's like, well, but you took it off the list of things that you covered. Like,
How do you even like get an industry to flourish though when like nobody ever gets paid? Like,
well, and that's part of the problem. Right? So we train up all the doctors and then they go down the States because there's a lot more work there, right? So you got to be it's a tough one. I love Canada. It's been a great place to be, certainly the last little while, like 4 or 5 years. But there's still stuff we got to work out.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
But some healthcare is better than no healthcare, so that's nice. The only way you get any emergency treatment here is if you walk into like a public hospital. It can't be a private; it has to be a public hospital, and you're like on the edge of death. Then they can't refuse you. But if you walk in, if you walk in and your arm's like half hanging off, and they triage you, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you look good," they'll just put a Band-Aid on you, send you home. Like you don't get any more treatment than that unless you have insurance, which sucks.
I had friends in LA that would like go skateboarding, break their leg, and then fly back to Canada to get it.
Or Mexico too, dude. I had a friend that actually went down to Mexico because he broke. I think it was like what's the bone that's like down below your knee? It's like where your shin is. Damn, what the hell's that bone called? Man, I don't know biology here. But anyways, he what is it called?
Your shin bone.
Oh, the shin. Well, I guess it's shin bone. I guess I just said it, right? So he went down on his shin and he cracked it like all the way across. Like it was like a really bad fracture and it got like infected.
Oh yeah,
and
tibia or fibia.
Yeah, so he went into the doctor and they charged him like, I think it was like $900 to like, basically they did some x-rays and they like dressed it down and they're like, oh, you need major surgery. So he just went and shopped in Mexico and he found the surgery and he got it done, I think for like $1,500 or something. And he flew down to California, just drove across the border of the place because it was only like a couple-hour drive. And he drove in there and he got it done. And he just stayed down there at like a little villa thing and recovered for like 7 days. I think his total bill was like $2,500 or $3,000 or something like that, came back and with a cast on. And then he just had a local doctor take the cast off.
Well, the Brits were all doing that in India, right? They were all flying to India and getting stuff done because they could be in hospital for a month and, have a luxury stay. I mean, it's
medical tourism, right? Isn't that what they call it? Like medical tourism? Yeah.
Man, why not?
I mean, I think it's like, I always felt like the treatment I got when I was in the States was exceptional. Like because we were covered.
Yeah, if you have the insurance, it's untouched by anyone.
Coverage. Yeah. You cannot beat it. They will test you for everything.
Yep.
They will do, I mean, like, having Baz, like, Jane can say nothing but brilliant things about the way that was handled by the Washington State.
Dude, my son's only alive because of Seattle Children's Hospital and Evergreen Hospital. $2.8 million.
Sick kids.
What's that?
I'm only alive because of sick kids. Sick Kids Hospital, I literally saved my life. I had an asthma attack. I was rushed to hospital with freaking oxygen on, and they literally. I give them money every month because they.
Yeah, I try to donate to Seattle Children's anytime I can because they legit saved my son's life. I would not have a son today if it wasn't for them. Because
the problem is never the medical staff; it's always the fucking bureaucracy.
Yeah, it's true.
It's either the government or the insurance companies or just the. I mean, in Canada, the joke is they've moved all of the doctors out of the hospitals, and they in order to make way for administration. Wow. Like that's they're like closing hospitals in order to have more space for the administrators.
It's funny. So Paolo and Chad said, I miss old Barnacules videos. I miss them too. I genuinely do miss my old videos.
What, making them on YouTube?
Yeah. Like I haven't made a video, like a proper video other than live streaming. I haven't made a proper video in like almost 2 years.
Can't you get like a couple of film students to do something for you? Like just to grab a camera and follow you around or something?
I mean, yeah, but it's like, I don't want to, to me, that doesn't feel right. Like for me, it's got to be something that's genuine. It's got to be something I'm enjoying. It's got to be, I love doing the editing. Everybody's like, get an editor. It's like, that's my favorite part.
I love that.
Like is making the story. Oh, it is. It's insanely time consuming. Like you can easily just like burn 12 plus hours editing a video that took you an hour to shoot.
Could you edit while you were doing a stream? Like, could you be streaming like this and editing at the same time?
No, and I'll tell you why, because people ask me that all the time. I do a lot of little exercises when I'm shooting my video, and a lot of it includes saying really inappropriate, really fucked up shit to like get me in the zone. So
hard to believe.
And so, right? No, it's a lot of people don't. Like genuinely, like a lot of people are like, no, I'll sit there and I'll rag on myself and call myself a piece of shit and stuff. I do this weird thing where it's like whenever I get frustrated during a shoot, I'll just go off full Tourette's. Like really, really bad. And I do it because it kind of resets myself because it's like, oh my God, that was the most obscene thing I could have possibly said. And then you're like, well, can't say anything worse than that. Then you keep going. And then in editing, you just take it out. Right. So if I did a live stream and I had some of those hot takes in there that I forgot about, because I often forget about a lot of them when I get around to the editing, I'd be sitting there editing on live stream and people would be like, canceled like every 3 seconds. So that's why I don't do it.
It's funny. I don't think I think I'm too ADHD is the problem. I need to concentrate. Like chat, I have a difficult time concentrating on us talking and chat, let alone actually trying to do something while I'm, Like I pop in and out of the chat, but I'm really bad at that.
Man, we've had a lot of super chats. Let me read some more of these. This has been amazing.
It's birthday.
I appreciate it. All proceeds today were supposed to go to fixing the clutch on my car, my 50%, but now it looks like it's going to be going to a new GPU probably.
What happened to the clutch? What did you do to the clutch?
Oh, my Subaru. So this is kind of a funny story. You guys might like this one. So
anything you haven't broken this year?
No, right? That's the thing of the Subaru. Rock solid. That car never ever leaves you hanging. It's like the most reliable car I've ever owned in my time. I mean, it burns shitloads of oil, but it's always been reliable. It never not gets you where you want to go. And so the problem is because of that, I've taken it in for services. Normally they change the air filter as a part of the service. I found out like 9 years later, they've never changed the damn filter in it because it's an aftermarket filter. And they don't have it to replace, so they just mark it on the sheet as replaced, and they didn't replace it because it's a special filter that's aftermarket. And so I open up the box, which you don't just, it's not like a car where you just flip it. You have to take like Allen head bolts, like 8 Allen head bolts out to get to the filter. So I take out the bolts to look at the filter because I'm like, it's probably getting dirty after all these years. I open it up. It has never been changed. It is the original aftermarket filter. It is caved in like halfway because the engine's sucking through it so hard, it's collapsing it because it's so clogged up. And I'm like, okay, so I'm going to put a new filter on. So I order a new filter. It's a cleanable filter too, but it's like you just can't get it clean after it's that dirty. So I buy a new one. I throw it in there. I go out for a drive in the car, and the car feels like it has an extra 100 horsepower. Like, not even joking, not a little bit. It's like smoking the tires off through first and second gear, even more so than when I had it tuned on the dyno. So it must have had like a dirty filter even when I did that. So I put a clean
this in perspective for cool people like me. It's kind of like when you change the vacuum bag.
Oh my God, it kind of is a little bit. Yeah, you get all that sweet suction, but the thing is, the turbo was spooling so fast now. Like before, I was like, man, I got a lot of turbo lag in this car. It's spooling so fast now that in first gear on dry pavement, if you just stomp into the floor, it just smokes all 4 tires off the car. Shift in the second, stomp on the floor, it smokes all 4 tires. Dry pavement. I'm like, I don't remember this car ever having this much power. Well, the problem with that is I did that like 2 or 3 times, just punching it to see, how hard it would pull with the new filter, and the clutch spun. And when the clutch spins, it like basically glazes over the surface. I mean, it was already worn out. I mean, I've had the clutch for a long time, but usually you just let it cool down and it's good again. Nope. I let it cool down. It just, it slips anything over like 5 pounds of boost, which is like, I can limp the car somewhere, but I'm not going to, like, if I do hard acceleration, it's going to instantly slip. And once it slips, it'll just keep slipping. So you got to like pull over and let it cool down. So yeah, clutch is gone.
What does it cost to replace a clutch? I gotta have no.
So the clutch itself, I'm not gonna do the fancy aftermarket clutch I had. Yeah, it's all labor. Like the clutch, I think is like $600 for like a stage 1 clutch, which I think I'm gonna go with. And but the labor to put it in is usually about $1,000. So because they have to, they have to pull out both front axles. They got to pull out the drive line. They have to take off a cross member under it. They have to unbolt the transmission, drop it, take it out of the car. It's a pain in the ass.
Okay, I'm buying a Tesla.
The good news is, though, I do have some good news, though. I managed to rope my nephew, Tanner Ridge Gaming, over on Twitch. He's another live streamer. He works at his dad's shop that works on JDM, which is Japanese domestic market cars, which Subaru is. So he said that he would replace my clutch if I just buy the parts. So I really only need like $600 for the clutch, and then he'll do it. And I'm going to kick him more than that. I'm not going to just, dude, he doesn't even know what he's signing up for.
Go film that. Go film that.
No, that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to film it and make like a video for Cargasm, and I'll probably put it on my main channel. Yeah, totally.
That's smart.
Totally, like do some time lapses and stuff of like going under there and stuff. But the thing is, he has the right tool. Like if I was to do the clutch myself, which I couldn't possibly with my body the way it is right now. But if I did the clutch myself, like say 5 years ago, it would take me probably 2 or 3 days. I'd kill myself, probably dropping the car on me, because we've tried it before. We've done clutches in my garage before, and like a Honda, no problem. Swap a clutch in a Honda in like 2 hours. Like, but the Subaru is a nightmare.
You can just reach into the engine compartment and pull the motor out.
It's
like 200 pounds or something.
You can lift it. Yeah. Yeah, no, we did an engine swap in my friend's old. He had a 1992, I think, Civic Coupe. And it had a B15, which is like if you don't know this, Hondas are Legos.
That's the nicer one.
Yeah, it is. It is. So Hondas are Legos. Every single part, like, I don't know if it's the same today. I doubt it is. But back in the 90s, there was a generation of Hondas where every single part for like 15 or 20 years was completely interchangeable with no modifications.
Huh.
Like no joke. We went and got an Acura Integra motor, right? An Acura Integra motor. It just dropped right in. We pulled it out. Didn't even change the motor mounts. Nothing.
Right?
Nothing. Just dropped right in. And it was a completely different transmission. It was a cable versus a hydraulic transmission, and it plugged in. The ECU is different, but it's the same dimensions and has the same pin out and the same connectors. So you don't have to change out any wiring harness. It took us 9 hours start to finish to pull a B15 transmission and motor out of the car, put a new one in, and pull out of my garage. And he drove home that night. I was like, that's a full drivetrain swap.
My Toyota Tercel, I brought it in because it was making I said it sounded like there was I said it sounded like a seagull had stuck itself to the front of the car while you're driving. Like it felt like there was a seagull stuck in the grill. And I brought it in to the shop, and they're like, dude, when did you last change the oil? And I said, well, it came with oil.
Why does nobody change their oil? You said it's a Tercel, right?
Yeah, I had no idea. So I drove it until
Fisher did the same thing. He didn't change the oil ever in it for like 100,000+ miles.
It grenaded the engine, and they replaced it. And then 2 days later, I had a new engine, and it cost me like $300. It was insane.
Dude.
It was like, it cost nothing.
Well, it's basically a lawnmower engine. So
basically, yeah, that's it.
No, it's funny that you said that. Dude, I'm sorry that I talked over you there, but oh my God, I cannot believe that you have the exact same story as my friend Jake Fisher. Like, no kidding. He had a Toyota Tercel. I don't know what year it was. This was when we were really young, so it was a pretty old one. His parents bought him a brand new Toyota Tercel. He put 110,000 miles on that car in like 3 years because he drove everywhere. He was never not driving. And
I was driving back and forth to Aurora from Toronto. Like I was like a 2 hour, like at least 2.5 hours a day. Yeah.
And no shit, the car just clunk and just locks up one day. Doesn't even drive. The engine doesn't even turn over. Just click, 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 click. They take it in and they pull off the oil cap. It had no oil in it. It completely over the 110,000 miles just burned up, or it wasn't leaking anywhere. So it must have over 110,000 miles literally burned every drop of oil in that motor over that time and pissed it out the back of the car. But
my oil turned back into a dinosaur.
Yeah, right.
They're like fossils in the engine.
But what I want to know is, how did the car go that far? How many miles did your car have on it when the motor blew?
Oh, I have no idea.
Because I don't get how they can build an engine like an engine in my car. If the oil pump quits, the engine's gone in like 30 seconds.
Sure.
How the hell does a Toyota Tercel with no oil?
It's amazing.
I don't get it.
It's not even a lawnmower. It's like a sewing machine. It just doesn't. Yeah, it just doesn't. They're like bulletproof. Although my father had issues with a later one, with one of the Corollas or something. No, was the Corolla?
It couldn't be a Corolla. That's like the most reliable car ever built.
Oh, right.
So there was one
that I managed to blow up.
It was well, he had some kind of issue where like an axle snapped or something, and he's like, that should not happen. Like nothing, like it was like it didn't hit anything, it just snapped. And then there was some recall years after because he lost a fortune on it, because he's like, replace the axle, and they're like, no, we don't cover it. And then it was found out that there was actually, so we're not allowed to buy Toyotas anymore. Otherwise I'm basically dissing my father.
That's terrible.
Which sucks, because I really like the Toyotas. Like
they last forever.
The Corolla,
I had the Toyota Echo, all the way through Stargate.
I would argue that the Corolla has the year like 2001, circa 2001, that had the 1ZZ FE, the same motor as the Lotus Elise. I would argue that was one of the most reliable motors like ever built. However,
it wasn't a motor issue. It was a build. It was a build issue.
So it's just like quality control thing.
Look what the Top Gear guys did to that Tacoma.
Yeah, dude, the Hilux.
They literally dropped it from like a helicopter into a lake, pulled it out of the lake and it cranks over. Like,
did you see Whistling Diesel was able to finally kill one?
Nuts. I believe. I mean,
he dropped it from a helicopter from like 2,000 feet, and it just pancakes in the desert.
It's just bonkers. Dude, I like it.
They're nuts, man.
I've had good luck with Nissans, like
Nissans are good.
Nissans, you know, the Sentra and stuff. But man, yeah, if I could, I'd get like a 2002 Toyota Tacoma.
Yeah, actually, one of the most reliable trucks to Frontier.
I like the K car. I love my K car.
You had a Chrysler K car?
Yeah, I had the Chrysler K car. I love that thing. That was a box. That was literally like driving a box.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, that was also a death trap. If you hit a kid on a bicycle, you would die. The kid would walk away.
Really? Was it that bad?
They were so bad, dude. The sheet metal on them was so thin that you could just walk up and like shove your thumb into the door as hard as you could, and it would leave a permanent dent.
You couldn't get up to a speed that you could do any damage in that thing, anyways.
Every K car I've ever seen has literally looks like hail ripples down the side and over the roof and stuff, and it's literally from hail, because even just light hail just destroys them. Like it'll chip the paint off and shit. Like they're so bad. But they were cheap.
Toyota Land Cruiser. Oh, I always wanted to.
Land Cruisers were like, that was too OG money for me, but those were fantastic.
Yeah. I was always very jealous of
those. You know what? The two vehicles. So there's a thing in the actually, it's in every industry. What am I talking about? Let's start it with light bulbs, but planned obsolescence, right? So every car has planned obsolescence built into it, and cars are designed to run usually no more than about 150 to 200,000 miles. That's like their serviceable range, where it's like the drivetrain is done at that point. It doesn't always happen, depends on how you drive, right? And your habits and where you live and the climate and all that stuff plays into it. But they try to design them to hit about 100 to 150,000 miles. Sometimes you can get them to 200, but that's with a lot of maintenance. They start becoming more progressively more expensive to maintain, right? So they become
a hobby.
Yeah, exactly. They want people They want people to get rid of the cars like at around 100,000 miles. That's when they really fall off in value too. Like if you look at the depreciation of a car, it's pretty constant to 100,000, then just falls off a cliff after that.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of the drop dead for a lot of people though. Like they're like, oh my God, it's over 100,000, forget it. Yeah.
But there's a few cars that were so overbuilt and so detuned that they easily go like stock, completely factory, with nothing but oil changes, brake fluid changes, and a timing belt. If it's a belt engine, they'll go for 500, 600, 700,000 miles, even under heavy use. Like and so there's two that I know of, and one of those is the older Toyota Land Cruiser, and they're both Toyotas, and Lexus RX 300. Because if you drive around, you still see these things all over the road, and they were all built in like 1998 to 2001. And they're still everywhere. You see them every day, drive by them, you don't even realize it.
What about the Land Rover? The Land Rovers, I see the Land Rover things all over the place.
The Land Rovers are like the Range or Land Rover or Range Rover.
It was I think they were Land Rover original. Maybe it was Land Rover in England or something. But they were Range Rover cars, but it was called the Land Rover, and it was this boxy metal thing. And I saw them. They're still all over England.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about like are they a Toyota?
No, they're like a Range Rover.
Oh, they are like the British built vehicle.
I'm sure there's a Brit in here who'll tell me, but all over, like we're in the Midlands, right? So we've got, not now, but I mean my wife's place is in the Midlands, and so it's all farmland. They all have those boxy old Land Rover things.
Dude,
Defender, that's it. Defender. Was it the Defender?
Yep, it was the Defender. Yeah, the old Defenders were so overbuilt. So overbuilt. Like they actually were, as far as I know, they're the only vehicle that was ever built that has a full what do they call it? Ladder frame, which means that a car is either a mono body where they use the body as the structure, or they use a frame, right, and put the body on it.
Clean up my coffee. Hang on.
Oh, oops. But basically you have a car, or sorry, an SUV or a truck. Usually they do a frame, or they do unibody is what they call it, where the body itself is the support member, right? Okay. So David over there making a mess. So as far as I know, the Range Rover is the only vehicle that has a frame and a monobody together.
Wow.
But it also makes it weigh like 10,000 pounds, like 9 or 10,000 pounds or so. It's ridiculously heavy.
Yeah, but that's how you ride them off.
Yeah. Dude, they're freaking, they're awesome, but the motors and the new ones are garbage. Like the new Range Rovers, everybody I know that has them has electrical problems and engine issues. Yeah, they're not good. They're not good investments.
They look solid though, man.
They do, and the interiors are amazing.
But it was the Land Rovers. Yeah, it. They were Land Rovers.
The old Land Rover Discovery was like bulletproof. Like the old ones, absolutely bulletproof. Matter of fact, I think that was like a British Jeep, wasn't it? Like I think back in the day, like the military used those in Britain.
I think so. I think they were.
They're pretty neat. But I'll tell you what, that RX 300, I wish I never traded that thing in. We did because the gas. This is back like years and years ago. There was a big gas hike where it went up to like $4.50 a gallon or something like that.
The first time it went over $5.
Oh, I think it was like it was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. So, and this thing only got maybe 16 miles a gallon, maybe 18 on the freeway. And so we were like, we got to go get like an EV. So we went and got the Chevy Volt, which was the worst purchase of my life that I wish I could undo 1,000 times over. It's gone now. I wrecked it into the side of a friggin' cliff in the snow. But I will tell you that RX 300 was the sweetest vehicle I've ever owned, even including my STI. Like, honestly, I love my STI. It's amazing. It's like my dream car. But that Lexus today, with the way my body feels, I wish I had that thing back because it was literally like driving a Cadillac. It had tons of get up. It was really torquey. The all-wheel drive is the best all-wheel drive system I've ever had in a vehicle. Like when it was snowed and everybody's trucks were getting stuck, that thing would just drive right up on top of the snow and go. And it was amazing. But when I got rid of it, I think I traded in for it's like $3,000. I mean, it was beat. It was pretty beat up. It had 200,000 miles on it, and the interior was pretty shredded up, but still ran smooth. Never had a problem with the engine. Never had a problem with the transmission. And all I ever did on it was just brakes and rotors and change the oil. That was it. Never even did the timing chain on the damn thing. So, but it was running so good. I looked up the VIN number for it like 5 or 6 years ago, and like. Some dude bought it and like drove the shit out of it and turned around and sold it for $1,000 more than what I traded it in for. And I was like, no.
Listen, you can track VIN numbers on that?
You can go look up the VIN number on what's it called? Carfax.
I'd love to know what happened to my Echo.
Yeah, you can see who bought it. Echo. Like you can see the dealers and how and you I don't think you can see the sale price though. They don't show that.
Probably not.
But they show like the maintenance history. Anytime somebody takes it into a Jiffy Lube or takes it into the dealer to get something done, it's all in the Carfax report. So you can see how they're maintaining it, the mileage, because every time it trades hands, they record the mileage. So yeah, but anyways, I should go look it up again later. I gotta go find that. I have a picture of the VIN from a photo I took. And I should go look it up again because I'd be willing to bet that thing is still on the road today. And it's probably in excess of like 350, 400,000 miles. And it was an amazing vehicle. My neighbor had one. My neighbor had an RX 300 like this is years ago. He's moved on. But he had one that had 430,000 miles on it. And he was still daily driving it. And he actually is on a forum. And he gave me the link to this forum. It's like TRD forum. Anyway, it's like Toyota Racing Development or something. They have a whole subcategory just for RX 300s, and they have a thread where everybody just says what their mileage is, and they compete with each other. And there's like 100 RXs in there that have between like 300,000 miles, and one even had 900,000 miles, almost 1 million miles on an RX 300. I was like, oh, I wish I never got rid of that thing. It was so amazing, but it was way overbuilt. It was like heavy for what it was, and that's why I got such crappy gas mileage because they had to gear it really low. But man, it was amazing. I loved it.
I want the Riven.
Oh, that electric truck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just saw Jerry Rig did everything did it.
For me. Anything that it can do for me, I don't need, but I want it.
Yeah, doesn't it have like a like an inverter in it so you can do 220, 110 and like run all your tools like if you have a plasma cutter or something?
It has a kitchen.
No.
It has literally like a little that's like a little stove and stuff. Yeah.
Wait, like you don't that's not like something you buy aftermarket? That's like
I think that's like part of it, isn't it? Maybe I'm
serious?
Wrong with it,
I know it has
the
some things.
RT1 or the RT I think it's the RT1 that has like a little stove thing or something.
What I thought was coolest about that truck though is that little pass-through compartment. Like, did you see that? Like, you can open it, like, behind the rear seat, there's a compartment on the side of the truck that you can open, and a kid can literally crawl from one side of the truck to the other through the compartment because it opens. So you can put skis, snowboards, and stuff in.
It has, like, a pull-out freaking...
The pickup or
the
SUV?
No, this is the pickup.
Okay.
It's the pickup. The pickup has, let me see if we got it here.
And you can even access the compartment from in the truck. In the back seat, you pull up the middle seat and you can get in there.
That's fucking cool, man.
I can't see the camp kitchen thing. Where's
under the R1T?
It is the R1T.
Under utility.
Here, I want to see this. Does it like slide open or something?
It pops out of like the
slides out. It's really cool.
Like in the rear wheel well. It like.
I have to admit, it's pretty sick looking too. I love how it just looks like a regular truck. I mean, other than the headlights look really weird, but it looks like a real truck.
But it's like I just like it because it's it sounds like it it reacts like a sports car, but it's like
they said the 0 to 60 is like 3.2 or something.
Insane. It's insane, and I don't know. Like, it's no reason for. You can't park in Toronto anyways. Like, I can't imagine where I'd put the fucking thing. But I was so taken with it. And Jane, I think Jane is somewhat enamored with it as well. So it might be. I might be working on that.
The only thing that
sucks
sucks
is
is
get 90 grand or whatever the fucking pay for it.
0 to 60 in 3 seconds, not 3.2. This thing's faster than like a Lamborghini Aventador 15 years ago or 10 years ago.
It includes a kitchen until you accelerate it. Then the kitchen's left back there. You know?
I just want to feel what that feels like in a truck.
They start at 73. Like, that's
73. Yeah, but that's American too, right? So for me, that's like $1 billion. That's $1 million Canadian dollars.
The R1 is the R1T is cheaper. It starts at 67,500.
For
67,000
for the Explorer package. Yeah.
When did cars start costing?
I want to adventure. I don't want to explore.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, really? I need a premium interior with added functionality.
I don't need any of it.
Adventure.
So I never saw the SUV version. They make an SUV version of this?
Oh yeah, there's an SUV as well.
Oh, I see. Oh, it looks like an old Ford Bronco.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Man, I gotta say, fucking Chevy and Ford both with the Blazer and the Bronco.
They're both
their new ones are freaking cool looking.
They look epic. I agree.
I saw a new Bronco.
What do they call it? The new.
It's like a neo retro freaking look, man, and I love it. I'm here for it.
Have you seen the new Hummer, the electric Hummer? The stats on it are freaking amazing. Like it actually has a really good shot at crushing the Cybertruck, like for the average person looking for like an off-road exploring vehicle.
Cool.
Oh, the hybrid Broncos,
dude. That looks like a warthog straight out of freaking.
It does, dude. And it's like, and it's huge.
Halo, man, that's funny.
Find a picture of somebody standing next to it.
Is absolutely gorgeous.
Isn't that cool looking?
Yeah,
the
looks. It looks like the old Defender. It looks like the old Defender Land Rover.
They both did it too. Like both companies tried to make that retro look, and they pulled it off perfectly.
Bronco, who else?
The Blazer, the new 2021 Blazer is so cool.
It's gorgeous.
Oh man, it's freaking neat.
The thing is that it looks a lot like their concept vehicle too. I'm noticing that companies are getting a lot better now at making their final product look like the concept. Because they never did that before. Like the only car I've ever seen that looks like the concept, like in recent years, is the new Ford GT. The new Ford GT looks a lot like the concept, but every other car, like they do a concept and it comes out looks nothing like it.
That's the one that bummed me out the most. The SSR, right? It was like a redo of the El Camino, and from concept, like you look at the concept pictures and like the cars had a full truck bed, a full length truck bed, like El Camino. When they produced it, they cut the bed by like 11 inches. And it's like a 3/4 like a Baja, like a freaking Subaru Baja. Ruined it. Like, that is so dumb. You should have left it full
yeah, because the original one was like a Cadillac, right? Like it was super long, right?
It was super cool, man. And they cut it and it looks weird. Like the proportions just are so off and it's so weird.
Yeah, it looks sort of it looks almost like a
like a PT Cruiser is what it kind of reminds me of in the front.
That was at that same time that the PT Cruiser came out, actually.
Oh, okay. So they borrowed design.
Yeah.
See, that's because
it's like Herbie the Love Bug.
Yeah.
The Prowler, the Plymouth Prowler.
Oh, that thing's boss, man. I got to drive one of those. Oh my gosh, they're awesome.
Prowler purple. Oh,
yeah. No, they're super deceiving too, because you'd think that it's an American car. It's not going to go that fast. They go really fast. They are very, very fast cars.
And the exposed.
Actually, GPG's got a good point. Could you convert the Riven for wheelchair stuff? I'm sure you could, because it's got all the it's got all the electricity you need, basically, right? You could be charging your car and charging your
totally
the wheelchair at the same time.
And there's companies that like will do the aftermarket conversions on literally anything.
Yeah.
Like I used to watch.
You could live in your car.
Yeah, totally, dude.
Like your car could be your wheelchair.
Like the guy from Ready Player One. The one guy was like attached to his
with the bungees.
His
thing. You were like attached.
He was like in his RV, basically, just like living in it and stuff.
Actually, that would be cool. Like a live-in Riven. That's basic. Live-in Riven.
The live-in Riven. There you go. They can even call that.
YouTube channel right there. You kit it all out, and you have you have all your facilities just built in. Like, that'd be freaking amazing. You'd be like totally mobile.
Yeah.
You'd be like showing up. Oh, hi, Gippy. Damn it, Gippy just drove by again. He's going around the block. No, you can't plug in. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we have to let Ox shout out his sponsor today because he's working them angles, man. He's got the sponsorships going on there. Look at this guy. He's mover and shaker. He's going places.
GimpyG is establishing an empire, and that empire is going to be ruling us all very soon.
Hey, GimpyG, just so you know, I would have done it for like half price, bro. Like, I'm just kidding.
I mean, you still can. I'll give you the pictures and stuff.
No way, dude. No way. That's your ad, and that you wear that proudly because we love the old Gimpies. We might even just throw them down there in the corner on the next one, just pro bono from me and you.
Gimpy because of you guys, because of the stream.
He is a hilarious guy.
Oh, he's freaking great.
And he sounds exactly, and I mean exactly like Donovan Crip Daddy on Twitter, the quadriplegic comedian guy. So much so that I want him to do a bunch of sound recordings just so we can dub over Donovan's videos and post them on Twitter to cause like weird controversies and stuff.
Oh, sure, Barnacules. Like all quadriplegics sound the same.
They do. Wow. They all sound, dude. They all look the same. They're always in a wheelchair, like driving around with their chins and stuff. Like it's super weird. It's all the same, man. Gimpy's awesome.
He's gonna be so GimpyG is gonna be like cruising around. He's a total shit magnet.
Especially
the built-in plumbing.
Yeah, GimpyG. Totally.
That's the real kicker.
Just have like a tube that just sits right on the driver's seat, and you get there and it's automatically driven. Like it's got like servos on it to move it. Like have you ever seen those snake arms that they have? The robotic snake arms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just have one of those that find you. Yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. I want one of those.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Yeah, no, I got my ass kicked at Nintendo playing what game were we playing? Was it, I think it was Mario Brothers that we were playing, and we were going by points in time, running through the stages. I got my ass kicked by my friend Jake's quadriplegic cousin, who had a special controller that went in his mouth, and just by moving his like tongue around in his mouth, he was like speed running Mario Brothers. And it was the coolest thing I ever saw. Like when I was a kid, every time we went over to see him, we were always like, let's play Nintendo. Because we just were in awe watching him play these games. It was awesome. Yeah.
It's freaking awesome. There's too many options. I can't, I want to attach it to my laptop and just use it for like, I can only use my laptop if I use this. That's like the only way to trick myself into it at this point.
To start working on the accessibility controller or whatever?
Because the
you should.
Is freaking awesome, man. It's like it's beautiful. It can do anything. Like just plug it back.
Oh, I also remember he had an eye tracker. And keep in mind, guys, like this is back when I was probably 13 or 14. When when Nintendo was relevant. This is like back when, like, not like it's not today with retro and stuff, but I'm talking about like Nintendo NES, like the 8-bit NES Master System was the best gaming system on the market. And I remember he had an eye tracker too that let him play Duck Hunt.
Neat.
Oh, that was so freaking cool to watch. Yeah.
Kill the duck.
Yeah, it was like a little thing that was on his chair that would just watch his eye, and he'd just move his eye around like this, and he could like perfectly aim and shoot, but there was no crosshair on the screen. So he would have to like look where he wanted to shoot and do it, and then he'd be able to see the registered, flash of where he hit on the screen. Or not really where he hit on the screen. It like flashes back so that the sensor can pick it up and determine whether it was a hit or not. It's really crazy how it worked, but I was like, it almost was like cheating, and it probably was. He probably had like, did you guys know how to cheat at Duck Hunt? Like, it was actually pretty easy to cheat at Duck Hunt. So Duck Hunt, all you had to do was just go up to the screen. If you had a small screen, it didn't work with the big one, but if you had a small enough screen that when it flashed anywhere on the screen, it would light up the whole phosphor on the screen. Turn up the brightness all the way. All you do is just push the gun against it and just repeatedly pull the trigger, and every time you pull the trigger, you'd register a kill. So because the way it worked,
the nature of the game.
Yeah, so I didn't know this for the longest time. I always thought, oh my God, light zappers are awesome. Like you aim it at the screen and it's like shooting a laser beam at the screen and like, or a camera and like reading the pixels. It is actually a camera, but what it's looking for is just white or dark. It's like a really basic camera. And when it's aimed at the screen and you pull the trigger, all it's doing is flashing the screen in the area where the targets are. Everything else turns black. And if the camera picks up white, it registers a hit. That's it. It doesn't know where its point in space is. It doesn't have, sensors in it for like knowing where it is. It's just literally a camera. If it sees white, you hit something. If it sees dark, you didn't. And yet they were able to create games in a creative enough way with the flicker, which was cool because like you'd fire the gun and the whole screen would flicker white. And you're like, man, that's a cool effect. But no, that was actually what was required to register the hit or not. And I don't know, that technology, it really, I feel like developers back then had a lot more constraints, so they really had to come up with like super clever ways to do stuff.
Smart. Yeah.
And now today it's like there's just so much power and graphics and libraries and everything like that. It's like you just do it like it is in real life. Like you don't have to find a hacky way to do it. You're just like, oh, I want this creature here, and I want the camera to be here, and I want this to move over here, and this to move over here, and it just all does it, right? And it's like, I remember
part of the game was trying to figure out how to get around the limitations of the actual game.
Totally.
We were talking to my son about Lara Croft and Tomb Raider, and it was like part of it was just like how to figure out how to get like to find where the edge of the rocks were, because the rocks were never the same size as the little square that had been built for them.
And like hitboxes were like terrible back in the day. Like you could literally like put your character halfway into another character. And so, no, I mean, it's all changed now. It's like, it's gotten, I mean, I want to say that it's gotten better, obviously, because it's better technology, but I feel like developers don't really come up with the clever things that they once did.
Nintendo does.
They've also got a lot of platforms that because they've got a lot of systems in place for building these games now, instead of people building their own systems, they're using all the same systems. So a lot of the games begin to start feeling the same. And
I don't know. I don't know. I do think I've seen this kind of grow in like two paths. There's like so indie games in general, right? Tend to take two paths in my mind. You have the folks who are trying to follow like a AAA sort of path, right? And with a small team, they're trying to, recreate Halo or whatever. And then you got the other folks who are genuinely like, they're given a box of tools and they're going to be like, well, I've never used a hammer before, so I'm going to use it in this way. And they do find creative and interesting twists with because you're right. Everybody basically plays with the same parts. But there are some really creative ways of using those parts in trippy shit that, like Portal back in the day, right? Like
that was completely unique. Yeah,
but if you go back and watch and look at the prototype, essentially it's called Narbacular Drop. Go check that out. They were at DigiPen or something like that. And that's what I mean by that. Like those guys in school took a box of tools, basically the same bits and pieces that everybody else in their class had, and they flipped it on its side and came out with something completely different. Same tools. There's no reason why it couldn't have happened before. They didn't do anything new necessarily, but they just put the pieces together in a different way. And like there's still a lot of interesting, cool shit out there that just blows my mind.
There's a term for Oh, no, sorry. There's a term with programming now that they just call it like not kit bashing, but it's like the digital equivalent. Sure. Where people just go buy asset packs and just like open up like Unity and load like another developer module on top of it, where they can just drag and drop an entire like adventure game and full 3D graphics without having to make any 3D models. All the physics are just done for you. You basically just, by default, it has the gravity of Earth. And when you create an object, you just basically tell it, is it a rock? Is it hard? Is it soft?
So cool.
It's like, I think that's pretty cool because exactly. It's just like filmmaking. As a matter of fact, Favreau, right? Jon Favreau. Is that his name? John? Okay, so I'm terrible with names. He did The Lion King in VR. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, it's creepy.
He puts on like the whole cast and everything, treats it like they're shooting a real movie, right? The actors and everything are in VR, and he's walking around with like a camera rig that's just a VR controller. And he, inside of the VR world, is actually looking through the viewfinder on a camera, and he can,
what he'll see.
Yeah. And the producers there's a whole documentary on Netflix about it. You can actually take the controllers, like the Vive controllers, like hands, and like move the sun, or if there's not enough rocks over there, or the shadows in a bad place, you can just tweak stuff in real time. But the whole cast is inside of VR, and they can see everything and work just like they're on a real set. Like, oh, Simba, you need to move over a little to the left.
Once you get rid of the cast, it's even better. You can have you get rid of the cast, you just put in whoever you want. You get a few metahumans running around. Get people to voice it later.
That's something I think we've touched on that a couple times.
It's so sick.
It's freaking me out, man.
It's getting pretty close, man.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Bro.
You know what I like though is the human. I like the human element though of how John did it, because it's like he didn't try to just outright go digital and be like, use the AI and stuff. He's like, I want to shoot this like a traditional movie. And it shows when you watch the movie, you definitely get this feeling that it's like humans shooting a real movie. Like it's weird.
Cinematic. Yeah. It's like it's like they got video cameras that were lighter and they added weight to it so that because the people were discovering that without it, the camera didn't feel the same.
Yeah, and I remember watching where he was walking around because they have the cables, right? They didn't have the wireless setups because they weren't available then. But I remember they had like a grip behind him, like managing the cables as he was running around to keep slacking them so that he could run around the actors and like position their arms. Like he'd literally get down with the talent and be like, oh, try moving your arm this far. Here, move your head up a little bit more and stuff like that. I was just like, he's interacting with a real human, but in his VR, he's seeing in that exact same place Simba. Right. And when he's grabbing Simba's leg, he's grabbing a human's leg. You know, it's just so bizarre, man. That's got to be like a jolt to your brain when you first start doing it.
So I'm doing the voice for a game on Tuesday, which is kind of cool, called The Last Worker, and it's a really it's unlike any other thing I've seen before.
The Last Worker?
To the point where I've got to let me see if I find a link for it.
Okay, I'm gonna write this down.
Oh, there's a teaser. Well, they've got a teaser out. Good. Okay. Oh, of course there is. What am I saying? All right. This is
a narrative adventure centered around our struggle in an increasingly automated world.
Kind of neat because it's kind of like being a worker at Amazon in the future. It's kind of the way it's.
Is it VR or non-VR?
Hey, Jerry.
I think it's.
Hello.
Happy birthday.
Woo!
All I saw was arms. 20 pounds. Holy crap, dude! You're getting.
You know what? I gotta read these guys out because this is. You know what?
Read them. I'm gonna pee.
You go pee. All right. So hold on. Let me get my little window back up here. I will go back and read all the messages here in a while, but there's so many of them. I just gotta go through and shout out everybody's names. Actually, I can read the messages as long as they're not like a big, huge question. Hold on. I'm trying to get to the bottom. I mean, it's like, dude, it's like. All right, Robert. Mr. Robert Settles, thank you for that $5 super chat. Caldera, thank you for the $2 super chat. Said happy 42nd. Thank you so much. I am now the meaning of life. Rare Apples. Rare Apple 3. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He said the answer to the ultimate question of life and the universe and everything is 42. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
That's right.
We got Honey Boss here with a 99-cent super chat. Yo, dude, I love this. Dude, keep doing that. Devlin 42. Thank you. Whoa, Devlin. My God. $58.59 super chat. My gosh. We got I don't want to butcher this. Let's hear Hazifa Farouk. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. He said, let's get Jerry a couple of G's for his troubles. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. JD, thank you for the $27.37 super chat. I am me. Thank you for the $11.56 super chat. This is an amazing birthday. Thank you guys. David gets nothing. Ha, middle finger devil face. He literally put that. That's the middle finger emoji. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I am me. I love you. Thank you. Rico Man 17. Thank you for the $13.69 super chat. Keeping it he's keeping his super chat. Or keeping it 69. What am I talking about? Happy birthday, Jerry. Thank you. Our Aragon Tiger's Eye. Ooh, that's fancy. Thank you for the $5.86. Said happy birthday, Barnacules. You know what I mean.
Happy Barn Day, Barnacules.
It's that I like Barnacules. That's awesome, man. That's going to be a new fetish over on the hub sites.
I like Barnacules.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, he's back. We got our David back. Karina Freeman, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Said, oh my God, can I? Okay, I'm afraid to read this because it's in Japanese. Okay, good. I just want to make sure I wasn't saying like something that was really bad. So Kiyosaki. So yeah. So Tanjubi Amaditu Gazamau Barnacules. Happy birthday in Japanese. I'm sure I butchered that hard. Wow. I think I nailed it, actually. I think I nailed it.
Oh, totally. Was that even Japanese though? That sounded.
It sounded a little bit made up with the Jubi in there and the Omi D2, but I don't know. Karina's on the up and up. I don't think Karina lied to me like that. Karina's solid. Edelbert Kelly, thank you for the $20 super chat. Said here's some extra for the computer. I appreciate it because like now I need a clutch and a graphics card. Joe S. God, this is the worst time to get a graphics card too. Like, is it any better than it was, or is it still terrible?
It's a little better. Is it a little? I mean, in my area, the black market is a little better.
I can't find anything. Like, I look all the time.
The truth is, if I have to buy one and I can't get this one fixed or replaced, I'm sure I could probably like contact John and he'd probably sell me one.
It's a 3090. Is that what it is?
No, a 3080.
3080. Right.
It's the poor people card. So unfortunately,
you don't need more than a 3080.
No. I actually do. You want to know why?
It's not about need.
It's not about need. It's about want. No. The reason that I'd want to get like a 30. Actually, don't they have a 3090 Ti now? Didn't they do a Ti 3090? Or are they going to do one?
No, not yet.
Oh, it's the 3080
They
Ti.
might do a super. They might do
It's
a
a 3080 Ti. I know that.
So is the 3080 Ti? How does the 3080 Ti at least have more memory on it? Because
I don't recall.
Because I think this thing only has like 10 only 10 gigs of RAM. I remember back when I had 64K.
3K Canadian, says Lance.
Oh yeah, that ain't happening.
Yeah. It looks like the 3080 Ti has 12. So and I think the regular
That sounds about right.
3080 had 10.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So it's got 2 more. Yeah, because there's some things that I've done on the 3080 where it actually popped up. I think it was like GTA 5 or something when I maxed out the settings and did like the hyper rendering at 8K and bringing it back to 4K. It's like you need more graphics memory. Hey,
please.
Look at this, man! I got the Bratlet wishing me a happy birthday.
I felt that Bratlet should join us, given that we met because you can you get in there?
Absolutely. Thank you, sir, for introducing me to your amazing father. I mean, he's a terrible actor, but he's a good nerd and we love him.
Terrible actor, but good nerd.
So he's a good nerd, and he's got a good kid. And
he made my son cry.
I still brag about that all the time, by the way. I really do, Baz. I brag about that to everybody, that my favorite raid, if anybody asks me like what my favorite raid is of all time, it was you, because we raided you because a bunch of people in the chat were like, go raid this guy. He's got, so many viewers. He'll love it. And your response to that raid still to this day stands up as the best response.
It was so awesome.
Dude, it was legit. And the best part about it too is my wife was watching. She doesn't always watch like when I'm streaming, but she was watching when I did that raid, and it like just warmed her heart. Like she was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that. But when your dad walked in the room, I was like, what? Because I didn't know that was your dad. And the irony was I was watching Stargate Atlantis just 2 days before he walked in. That's why it was like fresh in my head, right?
Fell asleep in front of the TV, probably.
Oh, dude, it was I used it to go to sleep. It was recommended by my therapist and IMDb. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you, Baz.
Dude, it was awesome. So Baz, thank you for the happy birthday and being the best raid I've ever done. So
sweet.
It was epic. Yeah, keep on streaming. I'll raid you again if you're ever streaming when I'm actually finishing my stream, which probably never because you're like ahead of me, but if you ever are, I will raid you. So if you can like sneak out of bed while your dad's sleeping and stream at like 3 a.m., I will raid you. Okay.
Perfect. Definitely. Yeah. Thanks, Barnacules. Exactly.
You're welcome.
At 3 a.m. Exactly.
And Baz, don't worry. If he punishes you, just come tell Uncle Barnacules and I'll ban him from Tech Talk and he will fold like a blanket.
I lost my mod status.
I'll mute him. It's the worst. It's the worst thing you can do to ADHD people. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. It was a challenge.
Wrap up anyway, so
no worries, man. David, David, I honestly didn't think you were going to be able to make it today because I thought you were still out in the woods shooting your creepy makeup.
No, I wrapped this week. I needed this. I'm feeling a bit low, man.
Dude, it blew my mind when I saw the messages this morning because I didn't hear back from Aux or you, so I was like, I knew Aux was busy because I know he's doing a lot of stuff right now. But I was like, I just figured that you were like out in the boonies or something, like running around doing your acting thing. So when you messaged this morning and said, hey, are we doing this? I was like, oh my God. And then my computer died like right before we went this. So I'm going to paint the picture really quick before you leave. This was supposed to be a really nice overlay with like animations coming up and all kinds of little metrics.
Did you see it up?
What's that?
Ball? No, I don't just
making shit up.
Yeah. No. It was, and it had like, I had sound effects. I could play music. I could do this. And I had like my little laugh track.
You don't need that. You've got us.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I didn't have to use it. Then I got this one, the crickets.
Oh yeah.
So I got that one. I went and set all this stuff up, and then my graphics card literally died within 5 minutes of going live. So
where's the sad trumpet?
Oh, I have that. I think. Hold on. Is it this one? Hold on here. Nope. Hold on.
That's the what's wrong with my.
There it is.
That's it. There you go.
So it's like if you could explain Barnacules' life in one sound, what would it be? What does this one do?
You would not be.
I can play multiple sound effects at the same time. Here, hold on. Let's see how this sounds.
Sort of.
Yeah, that doesn't work, does it?
I have this button on mine.
Oh, do it.
That's it.
It's
like a touch filter.
Oh, it's for covering up. Oh, okay. That's awesome. Dude, I'm gonna do that. I want that.
It mutes and then adds the beep.
It should really just be on all the time, and it turns off when you say something that's not swearing.
I wonder if I could just do that with my mute button though. So like, okay, so the mute button works. So I could say, "Oh my God, you guys are the most friendliest." Oh dang, I'm gonna get out of sync here. Mess this up and get us banned. Never mind, I'm not doing that.
Oh man,
what?
So sorry, 13 PTech 13 got auto timed out. I think because of overuse of emojis.
Oh no! Here, let me see if I can fix that.
Or because he put a dot in the b.day and it thought it was a link.
Yeah, don't worry. No, it was just timed out. It'll let you come back in 300 seconds. Yeah. Sorry about that, man. Like it's just the bot is a little overzealous. Hey, David, I want to get you out of here, but thank you so much for stopping by, dude. It means the world to me, honestly. Even with they were talking for like a half an hour or 45 minutes while I was like sitting back here cussing on my PC.
We're gonna start our own show.
You know what? You guys should have recorded that and made clips of it and just started posting it and see how long it'd take me to catch on. Because I was just sitting back here just cussing and swearing at my computer and getting all upset. And I think I yelled a couple times.
We were very zen. We were like, we were imagining what was happening in the background. And then there was that we had this weird kind of like behind the scenes where we got to watch, Barnacules lean seductively over his computer every so often and reveal a tiny portion of his ass.
Oh, was I giving the old plumber cracks?
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. And you guys didn't screenshot that? That's pure gold. You could have ransomed it.
Did you say you needed a PC repairman? And then Barnacules just limped over disappeared into the PC.
It's a good thing I wasn't live streaming. Probably get banned. David, thank you so much for stopping by, man.
I'm going to go and vacuum. Because it was on the list of my things that I had to be done.
Wait, you're bailing on my birthday stream to go vacuum?
Oh Isn't that the lamest thing ever? Well, it's that, or if I don't bail on it, I'm bailing on my marriage. So I figured that I should,
Well, your marriage is pretty important, so I'd even say that you can bail on me for that.
Yeah.
So
that's the very good decision I made. Yes, it's true.
Yeah, David, let me know when things let me know when things like spin down a little bit more for you too, because I'm still thinking we should. Oh, is it now? Like, are you doing good? Now. Like, do you want to do some gaming one of these nights?
Next week things start. What was that?
Do you want to do some gaming here like this upcoming week? Like you, Ox, and I maybe grab a couple other people, play like some Among Us or something?
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun. I haven't done any gaming. Well, now my GPU's dead, but I can do it on my laptop. But I
haven't gamed forever. Yeah,
you can stream it if you want. Like I'll just join up and just go play games.
And Gimpy G is like so far ahead of me now on Magic the Gathering, I'm almost embarrassed to play with him.
I hate games where they do that. Like World of Warcraft, where it's like you miss one day and your friends are like 10 levels ahead of you. Oh,
well, he's doubled down, man. That guy is has mastered Magic the Gathering faster than anyone I've ever seen. It's a bit terrible.
Awesome.
I've never seen somebody sit so still in front of their computer for so long playing a video. No, I'm just kidding.
That's
as if he's got a choice.
Too soon.
No, I'm sorry.
We love Gimpy.
Yeah. He's got that. He's totally got it down. All right. I will say a fair and adieu. Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. And thank you for the hat. The hat is epic. That was a good touch.
Better make sure you put this down as content for children.
I will. I'm gonna put it down as content for children because we only said fuck about 11 times. No, 12 now.
Oh.
You know what's funny is like the analytics bots is gonna pick that up as like a submarine transmission or something.
Yeah, right. I'm probably saying something rude in Morse code, like
you gotta get canceled. All right, David, you gotta just push the button, man. You just gotta push the button. It's like taking off a band-aid. Oh my gosh, guys, this has been a shit show, but an amazing shit show. And therefore, I'm enjoying myself. I'm still deciding so what I was going to do is I was going to stream here on Tech Talk. And then when AuxxZillary got tired of me, I was going to go over to Twitch. I normally don't stream on Twitch on Saturdays, but I was going to go stream on Twitch and just hang out for a while. And I still probably will. It's just
birthday streams are the best.
You got to do the birthday streams, man. Yeah. It's like the birthday stream, especially now that like all my shit broke and fell apart. It's like I got to do something to distract me because I'm like literally that's depressing as hell.
You got some extra GPUs lying around. Can't you pull your Titan out of the?
That's what I'm gonna do.
Or something?
Yeah, after the stream, just to test to make sure that's the problem, I'm gonna pull the Titan out of William PC and put it into Houston PC. So I'm gonna pull it out of William, put it into Houston.
Oh, what's the SG10 called? The one that had my bust on it for a while.
Oh, that was
that one Houston for a while.
That one was Houston, wasn't it?
So I built 3 of your machines. You've got.
So I got the big one under my desk. Yep, the tower.
The tower that I built, the FTZ01, the VCR looking guy.
You didn't build the tower. No, you built this one. You built the
smaller one.
Yeah, the smaller one. The bigger one was William, or not William. That was who? Oscar. Yeah, that was Oscar. That's right.
Yeah. Big guy.
Hey, is Oscar still there?
Yeah. Yeah,
dude, I love Oscar. He was a little bit shy though. I could tell he wasn't like super happy about the camera. Well, not happy, he was a little shy.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you got me, man. Nobody else volunteered.
Dude, you are so, dude. That stream still will remain one of actually the biggest stream I think I've ever done. Yeah, still to this day.
Like 6,000 or
it's
something.
Like 6,000 like people total, and I think it was like 4,500 concurrent. And it was just me and you just like going back and forth. It was like, it was the best. That was the best. I got to go back and see. Did we ever keep a VOD of that? I'm sad if we didn't. I got to find.
Yeah, no,
do we have it?
I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it because it's like December 2012.
Okay. So yeah, I want to go back and watch that again sometime.
It's like one of your longest videos. In fact, it's like 6 hours or something.
Yeah, we literally just put a laptop on like a roller and had like that was awesome, dude. It worked so good. Actually, I don't remember. Did we dual stream? Were you guys streaming on yours while I was streaming? While we were streaming on mine? I don't even remember if we did or not.
I don't recall.
I know it was a huge jumping off point though. Like I know Puget's stream like blew up after that. Like because you guys started your stream because of that, right?
It's what inspired me to tell him we should. Yeah.
Dude, is that stream ever like coming back? Like not the old format.
Not build streams.
Oh
not
darn.
Puget, no.
That sucks, man. That was like such a good deal.
Oh yeah, it's called the name of the video is Puget Systems live build of my gaming HTPC 5 years ago.
Oh wow, so it is. Did I upload that to YouTube?
Yep.
Okay, so I did a stream and then uploaded to YouTube. Okay, it's awesome.
Just over 3 hours.
I'm glad that's preserved. I'll tweet it out too if you guys want to watch it later.
And I'm not even 3 months working for Puget, and because I started in September of that year.
Yeah.
And boss man's like, hey, we got one of our clients, somebody we sponsor, like wants to come in and like live stream his build or whatever. And I'm like, hey, do we got any volunteers?
Dude, it was an awesome stream.
I'm like all in on Twitch, right? Like I think at this point, like Twitch is like the coolest thing in the fucking world. And like, yeah, you want somebody? Okay, shit, yeah, I'll build this up. It was so much fun.
No, I totally agree. It's just sad that I know you guys still do other videos though. I've been watching low-key watching the interviews and stuff that you do. It's awesome.
It hands down the most enjoyable work I've ever done was doing those build streams.
Dude, people could tell too. That was the thing is like you got so into it and you were so natural. Even like with handling like some of the bad stuff that would happen every once in a while and chat and stuff, you were so fluid.
Where I got real spicy with some viewers who are, but whatever, it happens.
I just like that you had that autonomy back then to be a little bit spicy and to be a little bit like you could tell you weren't having to like hold back a ton.
No,
back then. And I think that's one of the reasons why, people really love the stream is it didn't matter. Like it wasn't really for the professionals, right? It wasn't targeting. And that's probably ultimately why it ended, right? It wasn't targeting the demographic.
Yeah, it wasn't the audience was not our market.
It's the most requested stream that I get, even more so than when are you and Jay's 2 cents gonna stream again? Even more so than that, I get the where's the Puget System stream, and it's only recently started to taper off a little because you're more public now and you're coming back and doing some of the other stuff, so people are getting it.
If I could do that full time, I would never be a bummed out person. If I could do that for the rest of my life, I feel like that would be fine. I would do live streams of PC builds, and there are other companies that do it, but I don't think they do it the way I did it, and I don't think they're as popular with it.
You have a Patreon, right?
No. Well, I have a Patreon account. Yes.
You should create a Patreon at some point and just have people like contribute like money towards parts and then like do a micro center run or something, or and like get parts and then go do a build on video, and then at the end like auction off the PC or something for some charity proceeds and stuff. I bet you'd eventually get to the point where it was completely self-sustaining.
I had the goal thing like on my Twitch streams for cases at least, because that was kind of my angle when I started doing it on my own, was like, hey, I'll build in ITX cases and MATX cases, like show you guys like how hard is this really, like how does it work to build a PC in one of these little tiny cases, and I would do that. I'd have like a goal, like, okay, hey, next month or whatever, like I want to build in an NR200 and it's going to be $300, so like here's our goal.
I do have Nanook cases. I got a lot of them. So
that's the Pelican alternative.
And honestly, I like them better than Pelican cases. They have features that Pelican cases don't, and they're invincible. I literally took one to Las Vegas during NAB, put actual hardware in it, and chucked it off like a 2-story awning onto the concrete, and no problems. I even took it in the bathtub with me and was like putting it under the water at my feet and using it to like hold my feet up, and didn't leak, didn't break. I mean, and it's like all scratched to crap on the outside, and it's still perfect. Like, they're amazing cases. So I have some really small ones going up to like some medium sized ones. And I was like, dude, if you're game, and I can, we can even start with like some like even cheaper parts, like maybe even building like a Raspberry Pi 4 or PC or something, that runs Windows. I think it'd be cool to take some of these cases and just try that out and do like a live stream of like, can you take one of these little cases and this pile of parts and make it into a nice little portable all-in PC and like a single stream?
Single stream,
like if you had help, not just yourself. I'm talking like I'm over there with the Dremel, like hacking stuff out and prototyping.
Just theory crafting in my head the monster Pelican that I have. Man, I don't even know how the big hang up would be like, I don't want to cut holes in the thing.
Yeah, like check this out. I'll show you a small one I got right here.
It'd be like wireless keyboard and mouse, and then like a cable running from the parts to the monitor in the lid, essentially.
Like this.
Yeah.
So, and the cool thing is I love how they do the handles. Like the handles, you pull down these little locking tabs right here.
Yeah.
To undo them. You don't just flip them open. It actually has like a locking mechanism. And then this one used to have my Osmo in it. Yeah. So, and this is like, I mean, that's all the damage. Like, look at that. Like see the little dark edge? Like, right. I don't know if you can even see it on the camera. That's, and then there's like a gash on this corner. That's where I dropped it off a 2-story parking garage onto the concrete. Yeah. So they're absolutely, and I'm not just saying that. I haven't done anything with Nanook ever really. And Nanook. And they're still pretty expensive, and they got the auto relief valve, so you can take them on airplanes and in pressurized environments. They're fantastic. And I have probably, I want to say like 10 or 15 of their cases for like everything. I got like the big gear cases, the smaller cases, then the tiny cases like this. I've got some gun cases. They sent me like quite a few cases over the years, and I've beat the ever living crap out of them, and nothing's broke. Haven't had a single failed latch, haven't had a single failed seal, nothing. They're really good quality, man. Like, highly recommended. I think they're not super cheap. Like, they might be like 20% cheaper than the Pelican, but totally, I prefer them actually. Plus, I like the colors too.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Pelican does colors, do they? Isn't everything black?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Here, let me go through some of these super chats. Joe S. Oh, Joe S., thank you for the subscribe, man. I appreciate that. Eric G., thank you for the $10 super chat. He said, here's more birthday support. Come on, y'all. Let's get this guy some extra support today. Everybody's been super generous today. American Legends, thank you for becoming a channel member. Jake Hudson, thank you for the $2.74 super chat and the happy birthday. Nigel Watton, thank you for the $20.53 super chat. He said, happy birthday, Jerry. Hope it's been a good one. Man, it started rough, but it is going well now. As long as I don't think too much about the 3080 that just shit the bed behind me. Ian Cook, thank you for the $27 super chat. Eric G., thank you for the $10 super chat. He said, more birthday support. Have a great time watching the show. I appreciate comments like that. I really do. I'm glad that you guys enjoy what we do, because if you didn't, it would make this, pointless, other than us just hanging out, right? We love having an audience. Like both of us do. We're both attention whores. Isn't that right, Ox?
Yeah.
Totally.
I like the attention.
Armandus, thank you for the subscribe to the channel, and Jake Hudson, thank you for the subscribe to the channel. Now the topic that you wanted to get into, the single topic other than my birthday today, is and I'm kind of curious, like, why you selected this topic. Like, I'm guessing that it might have something to do, I don't know, with your kids, like.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Just, well, so let's go.
So, like, when is the right time to get kids involved in computer programming, like teaching them how to program computers, not just use computers, but program computers? And this is something I've actually been given some thought, because I have a son who's 11 years old going on 12, and he does some logic, like, his school does some logic programming with like, I forget what it's called. It's like, it's not Swift.
They have a few different, like kid-friendly coding stuff where a lot of it's usually just drag and drop.
Exactly.
Logic gates and things like that.
Yeah, like it had a picture on the screen, and they're like, okay, draw a triangle. So you like put in like you drag and say, oh, go, turn right this far, go this far, and you make like a loop, right? And you say, okay, turn again, do this 3 times, turn 90 degrees, turn 90 degrees. Scratch. That's what it was. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. and he absolutely loves it. And I'm like, when is a good time to get him like involved in like real, and I don't want to say that's not real programming, because logic is logic, right? But get him involved in something that's like like a C style syntax language or something like Python or Rust or C#.
I feel like it's gonna be a little it's obviously, right, it's gonna be unique to your kid. You'll have to gauge their receptibility, I suppose, to the concept. Right, because honest to goodness, man, like it's a totally different way of thinking. It alters your brain, learning programming and logic and line by line and that sort of stuff. It's a whole different way of approaching life.
It is
in a big way.
It really is.
Like my small amount of software like experience drastically altered how I approach problem solving, how I approach technology in general. Like it gave me a better understanding of how and why technology doesn't work sometimes, but I'd say pretty early, 8 to 12. That's probably would be probably where most kids would be. I hesitate to say able to understand, but that is part of it. Like a young kid would probably be able to grasp the concept of like, an or that sort of stuff, kind of, but you lack a vocabulary and just an understanding of the concepts like those are like from a philosophical sort of mental capacity sort of angle, this or this, like 8 is probably about when you really start to grasp like what that really means.
Well, I started when I was 7, like, and I want to say that I did struggle a little bit, like in the beginning, to kind of grasp it, because it was very intimidating to me. Like I just assumed that I couldn't figure it out because it looked so complicated.
I barely hear Aux, dude. My mic is maxed out.
Oh, actually, it is showing a low level for you. Here, let me see if I can crank it up on my end here. Check.
I'm approaching danger zone on my side. So.
All right, what about here? Talk now.
Hello.
Yeah, you're still pretty low. Oh, I forgot. You know what I can do? I can boost you inside of the browser. Forgot I can do that. So, here. So I got to go to additional controls.
I'm loud in my own headphones. So
yeah, I think I can go into here and change. Okay, so is that camera or volume? Let me see. Is that volume here? Okay, talk now.
Ms. B says Barnacules got louder. Well.
Oh, did I? Oh, sorry. I forgot. I cranked it up on my mixer board. I didn't know it was going live to the stream.
Toast. Hello.
All right. So are you louder now? Let's see. What does this say? So it remotely changed the volume of this guest. All right. I just cranked you to like 200%. All right. Give us some words.
And I especially don't like to speak loudly. I have a mildly soft speaking voice. I don't too much yelling in my childhood. I don't like getting loud.
Yeah, I've noticed that. You're actually a pretty like, not quiet, but like neutral tone. Like you don't really get like super amped up and yell or scream or anything like that. Yeah, the problem is because you're coming in on microphone, it's not responding.
Coming in on microphone, I like a loud Just bite me.
Because if I break him out to the second channel, which you can do, I can adjust his audio, but then he's still coming through the microphone. I got to go through and triage that issue on this laptop and figure out why it's doing that. Because he's coming through like he's talking into my microphone, and I don't know why. This Rode mixer board's awesome though, dude. I'm loving this thing. Holy cow.
Says as soon as they have adapted some advanced math. So what do you mean by advanced math?
I didn't know any math when I learned how to program computers. Matter of fact, computers taught me how to do math.
Yeah, I would say honestly, I would say the programming logic should come before some of the higher level math stuff. Like once I would say probably around the long division spot. That's probably where you could really start picking up programming, which is that 8 to 10, 12-ish range. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't good at math like really at all when I was a kid. As a matter of fact, that carried in even into my up to high school. And what I liked about computers was it was at least earlier programming languages. Everything was pretty much just addition and subtraction, multiplication and division. but you didn't have to know how to do it. You just needed the result. You just needed the product of what you were doing.
I love it. Yeah, and that's a lot of programming, right? You don't have to. I don't need to know what this equation does. As long as I know, as long as I got somebody to tell me that the machine is spitting out the right answer, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's like it's cheating.
That's my job as a programmer, is to make sure that the result is what you wanted.
Exactly.
I don't care what it is you're doing. I don't need to know. Yeah, if you can write a shopping list, you can start programming. Yeah, kinda. I mean, like I was saying before, like some of the operators are important, especially when you start getting into like exclusive ors or not, and or inclusive and exclusive ands and things like that. Because like, what? Well, okay, so now it's like, okay, is it red and green? I need everything that is not red or green. I need only the green stuff, not the red stuff. I need the red, anything that's red and everything that's not green, you know, or everything that's not red and green. Like there's a lot of those logical operators can trick people.
Yeah, the way I learned XOR and AND was, or XOR and XAND, was just looking at how a computer works and how everything is just a bit, 0 or 1, you know, the binary aspect of it. And because it gets really confusing when you look in hex. Like when you look in hex and you start doing like, you know, logical exclusive operations,
assembly
you're like,
language.
You're like, what the hell is happening here? But no, when you break it down to binary, like if you just look at everything as binary, it's like, it's just switches. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's like you got a byte, you got 8 switches. They're like relays. You can use XOR to figure out if they are true, if it's true, or you can use AND to see if they're, AND I think is both, right? So they both have to be 1 or they both have to be 0, or means one has to be different than the other.
Well, yeah, and they both have to be true.
That's right. That's right.
Right, because it's like 1 and 2 together.
And then you can invert them too, that's another cool thing in programming is you can invert every operator. So so you know, if you can do equals, or you can do not equals, you can do multiplication or the inverse of multiplication, which is division, right? You can do addition and subtraction, obviously, but when you're doing like bitwise comparisons and stuff like that, it's like you can always tell the computer, it's very simple. It's just you're asking the computer very, very simple simple things over and over again. You're basically like, this needs to be a 1. I need this to be a 1. If it's not a 1, then I need to know about it, or I need to do this different thing until it's a 1. And you're just representing it in text versus something like Scratch, where you're dragging and dropping the operators out, or Logo. Logo was another one that we did on Apple. What's the one with Lego? It's like Lego Technics. What was that language called? It was very similar too, where you just drop logic blocks.
I'm not sure, but yeah, they ran the little robots and stuff. Yeah,
programming is a lot easier to. Oh no, sorry, I don't want to say easier, because that's a loaded thing. It's not easier. It's just it's more familiar. It's approachable and intuitive. And because like back in my day, when the first language I ever programmed in was BASIC, right? And BASIC is just what it says. It's basic. You just go in there and you do line numbers, right? Which the concept of line numbers make me laugh today, because it's like they're so restrictive, right? If you don't leave yourself, if you've ever seen programming in BASIC, it's like line 10, line 20, line 30. The reason they do that is because they're leaving themselves 9 lines in between to fix errors.
Yeah.
And if you exceed that, you're boned, right? You literally have to go back and like rewrite stuff. It's not like opening it in Notepad and just editing it, moving it like we do it today, because there's not enough memory to do that.
Thankfully, we don't have to deal with a lot of that sequential programming anymore.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad that it isn't just one line after the other, like one by one by one by one. That is hard. That would get, especially for modern programming. Holy cow, man! There's no way. Oh, it's just too complicated.
It is. Yates, thanks for the $5 super chat. He said, "Happy birthday, you sexy piece. Thanks for being uniquely you." Except for he said Bing uniquely you. I like that, because I actually use Bing as a search engine.
That's a great Simon 253 put a great explanation of the different gates up in the chat.
Oh, and both. NAND, not both.
NAND is not both, and or none, or either or both. Which that's an important distinction.
Yeah.
With the or operator, it could be, so you have red, green, right? Or we'll take red on its own, we'll take green on its own, and it will take both red and green. And that is an important, because that will trip you up in your programming when you're doing like select cases or something, when you're checking, you're making a check, like, does this variable have this thing? Does it look like this other thing? That's very important, because you'll be scratching your head like, no, 7 is not a 9. What the fuck?
You know what else is funny is, like, you don't even really need to use those operators anymore. I mean, you can. But it's more of like an optimization and performance thing, because you can represent stuff in much clearer language now and code. It looks longer form, but the compiler will optimize it out to exclusive OR. So, and I've seen that happen before, like even with C#, like in C#, if you go in and you do, what is it? It's like if you allocate a bit or a byte, you allocate a byte and you manipulate that byte and you use multiplication. It's by a factor of, what is it? A factor of 2. Yeah, it has to be of a factor of 2. It will automatically, if you have the compiler compile the code, it'll optimize that down to a bitwise operator, which is just bit shifting, where it's just it's just moving the bits over in memory, so it's not having to use a lot of CPU bandwidth to like actually do the math. It's like, oh, this is by a factor of 10, for instance, right? So just scoot it over one spot. Well, binary, it's a factor of 2, right? It's base 2, so you just move it over a block each time, and that's multiplying it. You move it over the other way, that's dividing it. And now compilers optimize that stuff so you don't have to do it anymore. Like back in the day, I used to have to do that because if I did multiplication when I was writing pixels to the screen, it was so slow you couldn't do anything. So instead, you would just draw the pixels on the screen by just moving the bits to if it was a multiple. If it wasn't, you had to do it a little bit differently. But you could optimize the shit out of it, make it like 10 times faster. And now the compiler just does that for you, or the engine will do it for you. Or if it's a runtime language, the runtime compiler will do it for you. And it might not always get it right, like to where it's what you intended. So you have to be sure that you're very descriptive in what you're trying to do, so you're not leaving a lot of wiggle room. But the compiler does a lot of that stuff now. So you don't have to be this fancy gunslinging assembly program. It's trying to save every single byte of memory and trying to find clever ways to use parity and stuff like that to, use less memory. You don't have to really do that anymore. Like, I don't see a lot of people doing that, honestly. I mean, I guess if you're writing like a kernel or an operating system or something, you'd want to do that like full stack. But most developers I know nowadays, it's like the vast majority of their code, they want it to be easy to read and easy to debug over being like really fancy and really showy. You know what I mean? So unless you work at Microsoft, then everybody was trying to be showy. So, and that was something we actually like had a really big problem with when I worked at Microsoft was code. If you went into a code review and you noticed that somebody was getting a little too clever with like bit shifting and stuff like that, and they were actually using like linked lists that they made themselves, we would actually strike that down in a code review because it introduced new bugs that were hard to debug if you weren't the developer of that project, right? So we would actually go back and mark that and say, oh, in this case, like go through and change that, even though it's technically a little bit slower or might be a little bit slower, go ahead and change it to that, because debugability was the most critical thing when we were like building components, especially internal tools and stuff like that. Really, really crazy. Everything going on good over there, bud?
Yeah. I got maybe another 15 minutes.
Oh, no worries, man. You can duck out anytime you want. Cool. Let's see what,
I'm watching some of our old streams. Like apparently I built someone named Colin S, a PC. It was a contest winner.
Oh, cool.
I don't remember that.
Well, you did a lot of streams, dude. You were like streaming like almost every day you were working, weren't you?
Wednesdays and Fridays from noon to 6.
Oh, it was just 2 days a week. Okay.
Yeah, dude. A third day I could do, but that I would literally not be able to like. It was, look, I know we've ranted on this kind of stuff before, but holy fuck. Man, live streaming is no joke, okay? It is mentally exhausting. It may not be the most like physically demanding work, but you all need to be, if you are not grateful for the content that live streamers putting out to you 2 hours a day, whatever the fuck, man, it is hard.
Yeah, no, I almost dropped that. Ask Miss Barnacules. Like, you go over to Twitter if you guys want to confirm, she will confirm it to you. That every time I stream on Twitch, as soon as I hit the stop streaming button, dude, I carry myself downstairs. I can bear like even like as I push as hard as I can through the whole thing, that I just go down and I am just defeated mentally and physically. I am on my ass, like trying to stay awake. And
take your favorite book, and sit there and read it out loud for as long as you can. And that'll give you a kind of an idea of the mental exhaustion that you go through from talking so much, keeping up with chat, the mental gymnastics. Not even one of your favorite books, but like 3 of them, and every chapter starts a different book. Like, do that. Like, it is hard.
It is. But here's the thing for me. The reason I love live streaming so much is because it actually gets me in this weird zone where I don't notice that I'm being fatigued until it's over.
Mrs. B is talking about food in the chat.
Did you want me to pick up lunch? I can make something instead, whatever you. Oh, it is. I keep forgetting it is my birthday, so I could have a birthday lunch. What should I have for a birthday lunch? God, so many options. What's that?
Blowjob.
Oh yeah, no, Miss B, did you hear that? Like, how about this? How about instead of you feed me lunch, I'll feed you lunch. Hot dogs on the menu. Little Smokies coming your way. No, just kidding. Oh man, we just got demonetized. No, what do I want for lunch? I don't know. Like just something simple, like whatever. Sandwich. You know what? I here's what you do. Go ask Xanderman's what he wants to have for lunch, and if it sounds tasty, I'm all on board. So
there you go.
I'll just let him do the picking, and I already know he'll probably pick McDonald's. He always does, but sometimes he surprises me. Well, dude, let's get you out of here. I'll go have some lunch, and what are you doing for the rest of it? When are you going to stream next on Twitch so people know?
Man, that was kind of cool to see that. My lips were like moving, and then the frame rate wasn't quite the same, so it was like,
it was recording them.
Yeah, it was really cool. I don't know, man. I have to get back into it though, and I'm bummed out, and like I need to. I don't think I have enough parts for a full PC build. Actually, I built one up in that Tower 100 a couple months back, and I didn't save the VOD like I should have. And now I have pictures and stuff of it. It turned out real nice. Oh, I even painted the shroud of a video card to make it all matchy match. But
that was spray paint, like rattle can, or
yeah, I took the shroud off and hit it with some white primer, and then, or not primer, but white spray, and then hit it with some clear enamel.
Did it turn out pretty good?
It did, and then I fucking ruined, but I touched it funny. And so now there's like weird little bubble blips in the fucking paint, and I don't want to bother to sand it and try again.
Don't do it, man. Don't touch it.
I'm not. It's done. It's put it back together. I'm like, I'm not trying this again. I just hit it with the hard shell, and like it's done now, so it's fine.
Yeah, if you
it looks good, but it's a cheese ball like RX 560 2 gig or something. It's not a good one. It looks good. Looks cool, but it's not a good card. I could take apart the 970 or something and do the same, but
it's probably still worth like $9,000 today on the market.
The 970 is probably like $200.
I looked. Yeah. It is. I have two Strix 970 somewhere on a shelf. Actually, you know what? I could throw one of those in here temporarily just to test to make sure it's a graphics card issue. That's a good idea. I'm gonna do that.
But soon-ish. I know I have to sell a bunch of stuff, by the way. If you guys, do too. Man, hey, check this out. If any of you guys are interested, I have some weird old shit that might be interesting to some of you weird nerds out there. I have a Texas Instruments TI-74 Basic Calc programmable calculator. I have one of those.
Ooh, there's people that collect those.
I have a Tandy portable word processor WP2. Both of those work, by the way. They turn on, they power up.
Where the hell did you get this stuff? This is odd shit to have.
So my lady's parents occasionally buy, and I don't think they've done this for years, but they will occasionally buy storage lockers, storage units.
Oh,
right?
Okay, yeah.
And they'll go through them, and some of the tech stuff that they're unsure about, I've looked at a few times, and I'm like, hey man, I'll take this off your hands. Like, here's $10-20 or whatever, just because it's weird and old and like it could be interesting. And then I have, where's the card for it? I have one of the coolest things I have is a 286 laptop. It's like a Supermaster 286, and it's I think might be pretty fancy or interesting because I can't hardly find any information on this particular model.
I might actually be interested in that. If you can find the information, it's not like stupid crazy money, because the 286 is my first computer.
It's not that. It's not stupid crazy money, because like the 386 version of it is a couple $100, but this particular model is been difficult for me to find, and it did power up when I have pictures of it booted, but something has happened in the storage and it won't power on now.
Does it have a power adapter? Like,
I have 2 batteries and a brick for it. Yeah,
the batteries can be rebuilt pretty easily on those. I'm pretty sure those are just like old school lithium ion or whatever.
And so, but that one's really cool. It's a Zenith, some like Supermaster 286, something like that. And I know I know that one's pretty cool. So I got that. I got some of these word processor or old funky calculator. I'm gonna put those on eBay. And my MacBook Pro.
You know what you should do is just put them all on eBay, tweet it out, and then I'll just retweet it.
Yeah.
And then because there's people that want that stuff.
15-inch MacBook Pro from June 2012. This is the last model before they started soldering the RAM.
You have a 2012 MacBook Pro. What size is the screen?
15.
The 1520. That's back when they had the full aluminum chassis, right?
Yeah, the billet, the solid billet aluminum, yeah.
And it works?
Model A1286. I have 8 gigabytes of RAM in it. It originally came with only 4. I have the original mechanical hard drive in it as well because I don't want to have to reinstall the operating system again.
Those MacBook Pros, because I sold one like years ago, they retain their value really well.
I think I could get like $350 for it.
Really? Only $350? I'd imagine you'd get more than that, dude. Did you look it up on eBay or?
The last according to my note here, I was going to list it at $350. Yeah.
So 2015 MacBook Pro, because I sold
Model
my MacBook Pro for like
A1286. That'll be important because I think they did a Retina screen at that point, and mine is. I don't think mine is the Retina one. I don't recall. Model A1286. Everything works. It's perfect. I almost don't want to get rid of it because it's like.
You said it was 8 gig, right?
I have 8
gig RAM.
Yes.
So the 16 gig version looks like $900. One went for like, let's see, just ended.
DDR3 laptop RAM is cheap. I could get 16 gigs into that.
Yeah, if you upgrade to 16 gig, that's almost $1,000, dude. And that wasn't even like a good listed one. Here, let me look for. Let's see here. Oh, hold on. I think I might have messed up. I think I didn't do a completed auction, so this might have been people just asking stupid money. So let's see, sold items. Let me look through here. Okay, so 2015 MacBook Pro A12, 1280. Those things are just built so beautifully. I love the build quality.
There's a part of me that doesn't want to get rid of it.
You'll regret it when you do because I did. Like
man, it sat in the closet for hella years. I'm not gonna use it.
So did mine, but so a lot of 4 of them for $265, but they're all broken. They're all beat the shit. They're all broken.
Dead. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So sold
$300.
Yeah, 300, 330 looks like about what they're going for. Oh, well, one went for 402 that only had 4 gigabytes of RAM and a spinning hard drive. So yeah, it looks like these actually kind of move around. So you know what you do is just go find an auction for one that sold for like stupid money, like this one for 402 that had 55 bids. Copy that, and then just like do a picture that's similar to theirs because obviously the way they're listing it is getting a lot more eyes on it.
Yeah,
because some of these sold for $117. So
I'm seeing 260 on a regular auction, and so
I'd put it on eBay. Just put like a little reserve. I think you'd honestly get more for it locally though. I think if you just went to like a Facebook. Yeah, because there's tons of students and stuff that love those older Macs, dude. Like the guy was literally like, I mean, he would have killed people to get the laptop. I sold him for $1,500 and like, I want to say it was like 2016 and it was a 2011 MacBook Pro 17 and they stopped making those ones. And he paid me $1,500 cash for that thing. And I was like, dude, really? And because on eBay, I think they were going for like a little bit less than that. But then I was like, it's just people didn't know what they had. Like they were going for like stupid money for a long time after that because they just didn't make 17-inch anymore. So everybody wanted them. And it wasn't even like the greatest screen in the world or anything, but God, the build quality was just gorgeous on those things. Like you got to give it to Apple for that. I mean, they were wicked overpriced, but you know, they're awesome. Yeah. Let's see. I just want to make sure there's no other super chats and then I will get you on your way. I think we are clear. Happy answer to everything birthday
check out
Mr.
Gimpy
B.
G. Go he's gonna stream right after this if he's not already.
I'll be streaming and probably after I eat lunch, so probably about an hour or so I'll be over on Twitch streaming. So if you guys want to come hang out with me, please do.
Gimpy G on Twitch, Gimpy God on Twitter, Gimpy G Gaming on the YouTube. Get that quadriplegic content streamed directly into your frontal lobe, man. Let it go into your looking orbs. All right.
He is a really cool guy. Like Gimpy G's, he's a really cool guy and he's got an excellent sense of humor.
Make his ad money worth it. Give him that ROI. I want to see at least 100 more followers on his Twitch.
Oh God, that would just make his day, dude. He'd be so happy. So do a nice thing today, guys.
Peace out.
All right, peace out. Get out of here, Ox. I'll close it up, and I'll see you again next week.
I'm in my pajama pants.
Oh, are you? Let's see them. Come on, man. Let's give you a, there you go. Oh, nice. Look at that. Oh, look, I'm wearing the reds. Look at that. Got the reds and the blues.
I ain't even got a shirt on.
Woo! Man, he knew it was my birthday today.
Ladies, I'm married. Get out of here. Ah!
I know it feels good to say that, man. It does. I remember right after I got married.
Don't DM me. I'd like to live to see my next birthday.
Yeah, so don't slide into his DMs. All right, get out of here, bro.
Goodbye. Where's the button?
You'll find it.
I don't know where these buttons. Okay.
You'll find it. You got this. Oh man, what a shit show that turned into something awesome. That is that is absolutely awesome the way things turned out, all things considering. There's still 287 people hanging out. That's awesome. Unfortunately, we don't reach the 500 audience anymore because YouTube stopped recommending us. That's a topic for a whole nother show. Unfortunately, I was using banned words and didn't know it. Like Wendell from Level 1 Tech finally gave me the list so I could see it. And we used too many banned words too many times, so it demonetized a bunch of streams, but we don't care if they're monetized or not. But the side effect of that is after you have too many demonetized streams, they just stop sending notifications to anybody. The only people that get notifications are people that actually click the bell and say, notify me for every stream. If you don't select that, they just don't send out the notifications anymore. They try to phase you out if you trigger the automated system too many times because you take up too many human resources to manually review and clear. So, and they just figure you're just they can't put the right ads that they make the most money of on your video. So they just phase you out. And, but I'm hoping to turn that around. I'm going to go through and start like renaming the videos and going through and checking for the banned words and everything like that. It's going to be a big pain in the ass, but I'll get it done. But luckily we don't have to deal with shit like that over on Twitch. So, over on Twitch, we don't have to dodge and not say certain things and not put certain things in the title or description. You just, Twitch is basically full send, as long as you're within TOS. You guys, thank you for the amazing birthday stream. I'm sorry that it was so late. I can't believe I blew up an Nvidia 3080. Like that's unobtainium these days. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get another graphics card for this big boy. If it is indeed the graphics card, I still have to do a little bit more to triage, but it looks like all signs point to the graphics card dying. It also kind of makes sense because the graphics card was doing some weird shit like flickering. Some of the animations and video playback was flickering here and there, and I thought that was a little bit weird. So that could have been the card just like slowly dying. But I found it was odd that it died right before I started the stream after I put so much work into like rebuilding the whole computer, installing Windows, doing the BIOS updates, getting the network all configured right, going through and getting everything exactly the way I wanted it. And right, not even 5 minutes before we were going live on YouTube, it just shit the bed. And then we switched over to the laptop, which I haven't used in a while, that I upgraded to Windows 11. And when I booted it up and I'd go to join the OBS Ninja stream with the other two guys, it would just cause the computer to black screen and then reboot. So I had to go to Edge because it was doing it in Chrome, but it didn't do it in Edge. So, but we managed to get through the entire stream without it crashing. But Windows 11 obviously still has some bugs. And my birthday was just the perfect day for everything to shit. Wait, I missed a couple of super chats. Let me go back through and get them. Hold on. You guys are nice enough to support. I want to make sure I read each one of those. Yorkshire Techie, he said, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Barnacules Nerdgasm. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, big man. I hope you have a great day. Thank you, Yorkshire. Sorry I missed that, bro. I know I promised to read each and every one of these, and sometimes it doesn't refresh over here in my little window. Twitch is really good. Twitch shows me almost 100% of everything, but YouTube's bot is really intermittent. Bitchy Poo, thank you for that $10 super chat. He said, happy birthday, my friend. Hope you have a great day. I'm having a better one now. It was a rough start, you know, not gonna lie, it was a rough start, but you guys made today's Tech Talk amazing. It almost didn't happen, but I wasn't gonna let it defeat me on my birthday. Like, even though the laptop wasn't working, Windows 11 wasn't working, the computer died, like so much shit happened in such a short period of time. I was just like, oh my God, am I gonna get struck by lightning and die? But in the end, it all worked out. We still had a Tech Talk. David Hewlett was able to join us today. If you guys didn't know who David is, like if you joined the stream, he has an IMDb that's pretty damn impressive. Like the dude has been in a lot of stuff. He's been in Stargate Atlantis. He was in the original Stargate in a couple of episodes. He did Clarice, I believe was it Netflix, or was it either Netflix or HBO, one of those. He did the Clarice series. He's been in supporting roles in more movies than I can count. more TV shows than I can count. I mean, the dude is like all over the place. And it's amazing that he comes and hangs out with us and does this tech talk, as much as he can. I think that's really freaking cool. Guys, thank you so much for the super chats today. I really do appreciate it, and all the members and all the subs. Did I miss anybody else's super chat? I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything, because you guys are being so nice to show support. Also, huge shout out to Bitwin SDK. He sent me I think it was like $150 PayPal last night while I was sleeping. And I woke up and saw that notification on my phone through the PayPal me link. And I was like, my God, I went and thanked him over on Twitter. But it means the world. I gotta replace the clutch in my car because it's dead. And I can't drive the car until it's got the new clutch. And now I got to replace a GPU. But I'm hoping, and I'm pretty sure they will. Nvidia, I'm sure they'll just RMA that GPU and fix it. But I don't know how much downtime there's going to be. So we may be streaming from this laptop for another week or so. So it just depends on how fast things move. But I'm not going to light a fire under anybody's ass, because I think it's amazing that Nvidia sent me that graphics card in the first place, especially during all the GPU stuff, going on through COVID. And oh shit, I said the C word. All right, demonetized and banned. God, that banned word list is ridiculous. I'll post a link to it over on Twitter today if you guys want to go look at it. But some of the words that are banned, it's absolutely ridiculous. And what it does is, these are the words that they've determined using automated, methods. They've determined that get flagged 100% of the time. And all you have to do is change the word to something else that means exactly the same thing that just hasn't been flagged by the system yet, and you squeak right by. So if you've been seeing streams where people are using like weird words and saying things weirdly, like you probably noticed that there's a lot of channels now that, like, they'll say frack instead of fuck, or they'll say shoot instead of shit, or if they say a word that's like when you do something to somebody without their consent. See, that's another word. I don't think I can put consent in there, but you have to say stuff like SA, and instead of the actual word, you have to abbreviate things. The reason that you're seeing like this really weird stuff and YouTube now is because of this automated system that just doesn't take context into account at all. Oh my God, Joe Taji. Wow. Thank you for that $100 super chat, man. He said, happy birthday, Cherry. Lunch and dinner's on me. I appreciate that, brother. I really do. And AuxxZillary appreciates that too, because even on my birthday, we share all of the super chats. So it's just as much his birthday stream as it is mine. And maybe on his birthday, we'll do a tech talk then too. We'll see. It's up to him. He gets to decide. Also, before we close out, I just want to give Gimpy G one more shout out. That's actually AuxxZillary's sponsor today, but he's also a friend of mine and somebody that I think is absolutely funny. And he's kicking off his live streaming career over on the Twitch. So if you guys could go and give him a view and give him a follow, that would be absolutely excellent. As for the rest of you, if you haven't got your fill of me, I'm going to be a lot more uncensored and a lot more hopefully animated after lunch over on Twitch TV/Barnacules. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you'll always know what I'm doing. Even if I'm taking a dump in the middle of the night, I am a social media addict. So if you ever want to know what I'm doing like in real time, Twitter's the place to do it. But I'll let you guys know when I'm going to be streaming over on Twitch, probably just right after lunch. And we're still going to be on the laptop, unfortunately, so I won't have the cool layout that we did on the last stream. Unless I can triage this machine behind me and get it working again with another graphics card. I mean, if I find out that the 970, if I throw the 970 in there and it just works, then I'll pull out the Titan XP out of my other computer and put it in here just as a temporary patch so that I can benefit from everything that I did on that computer until the new replacement shows up. But I'll keep you guys in the loop so that you all know what's going on. And also another special shout out to all my patrons, Patreon/Barnacules for the behind the scenes stuff. I do have some upcoming posts that I'm going to be putting over there that are exclusive to that $1 a month. Really helps out. I think I've covered everything. Thanks again so much for the birthday stream. It means the world to me. And thank you for the positive words. Cause boy, today I have a lot of, like what would be the best way to say it? Like anxiety, in depression around my birthday. It's birthday, Christmas, and New Year's are the 3 holidays of the year where I just get really, really depressed, really anxious, and I kind of withdraw from people. And so that's another reason why I wanted to stream today, is to kind of get myself out of that headspace of just go and hide and be upset that it's your birthday. I don't know why. I talked to my therapist about it. We're trying to figure out why the hell that is. I'm sure it probably has something to do with my childhood or something like that, but I get really withdrawn. I feel bad. So like, kind of breaking out of that today, and despite all the bad stuff happening, refusing to give up and just get it to work. it actually helped a lot with my psychology, and you guys being here and being a part of that, even after it was super late and I had to send out multiple notifications and videos on Twitter saying that shit was broken and I was figuring it out. The fact that so many of you still showed up means the world to me. So thank you guys so much for still allowing me to do this, even with all the stuff that the algorithm's doing and everything that's trying to change the whole game as a whole. It's a breath of fresh air to know that you guys still care enough about what I do to hang out. Ban words in Twitter later. Thanks. Well, hopefully I hope that Twitter doesn't pick up the ban words. I personally have ban words on Twitter though, to keep myself sane. Ted said YouTube is making it so they will have their own language. No, they are. Literally, it's going to be like Pig Latin. The future, you know, people are going to be like, you know, hello, yay, elcum way, ute, I'm a idiove, I am Barnacules Bay. You know, I don't know if I did that right, but like, you're going to have to do that to defeat it, because YouTube not only uses your description, tags, and title as text that it checks to determine your monetization status and your algorithm status, it also reads through the real-time closed caption script for your video and makes determinations off that too. So, and it used to be only the first 3 minutes, but now I think they do the whole thing. So if you do a 3-hour live stream and at some point you say one of the banned words or you use it, that boom, demonetized. You know, it's sad. It's really sad. And I don't really know how they're going to fix it moving forward. Hey, what's up, Putch? It's good to see you, brother. I'm glad that you could pop in for a second. Putch, I'm going to be streaming over on Twitch here in a little while. I'll see if I can figure out your chat issue while I'm eating lunch. I'm going to take the laptop downstairs and see if I can go through all the settings menus and figure out why in the hell it's not allowing you to chat over on Twitch. But I'll try to get that resolved. So I'll see you guys, I don't know, probably an hour or two. I'm going to take a little bit of a break probably this afternoon. I don't know, 4 or 5 p.m. I will be on Twitch, and I will let you guys know on Twitter. So Twitter is the place where you want to watch for that notification. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up and go find some food, because I am starving, Marvin. And I don't think did I eat breakfast? No, I had some eggs. I had some eggs for breakfast. So no, I definitely had some eggs. I'm wondering why I'm so jittery right now. And I'm also going to see if I can get the graphics card working so that we can stream on this bad boy that I really wanted to do this stream on today. But, you know, shit happens. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything.